Father. That's enough.
Yes.
Whoever has done it has done it. And it will get abantu banenensi bakoribintebenene who have recognized the absent fathers and banyoribsibinene. So much about the father. The father was a little bit far, lakini commencing at the little time iba mraro na orogetia maskani manene. Igoto tebenga father is father na ande kubwatu mwana bo musacha ayeta kumusabera bobe because na boranyoro musacha inu wegesio. Mwana uyo bwate mambingu baro monto manene talinga nesingenjo aya ebieka lakini noli na koleta aya. Gwikere yabe pati embe ke gusio togoteba nga ikoria ya rukonde moranga yani nga nonye nori okukwana oborebu abantu bande nerera bwato oborebu obwo bari ngosabera nga bibiri bia bakongera ase bono mambi mbokie nanda bagakabu na barabo banyorekane kurenda abana chena bunango kwana omwalimu abana bagotwala challenge enene krabata bwa the identity of the father bari kuba affected more because matter is obvious lakini krabata ikumanyanga who was my father igona kinate abanga pakoyote abanga nande abwato osarukuya abwaji sarara gatatu abakungu batatu manyango yibono igona bari gisikiae bantu baminto mbia mono no toraga ase gitwe ketogokwana abaganto bakurukwa Bwomogusii babegeta machiko aisaine nande gento nkeo kiare gosinya e community are Bwomogusii ekora machiko nare ngo ya kire gento igo togoteba ng'a nonyera abakungu barenga baboraka igo bare korenda mono nande kobua nonye n'abana abao bwate gekora omokungu gatakere gochia nyomba ase engaki omotienyi oyomo korwa mogakoya asira n'abanto bagochia omokungu oyo nyomba bamorende nambari bare bamura bamwabo abake omomura omwabo ore omoke tari oria omonene oria omonene ni ise igo bono onye na family naye the first born wasirire momura omwabo omomino okorwa maega nero kwera mokao gose cousins chiaiyori chiao chiri chiesanire naende amachiko gare goikaransa arenge very clear abagaka baikaransa barangeri members of the community bari barenge bamatati barangeria bamura batatu bateba ng'a twarigire nyarebe na nyarebe na nyarebe echuri kiri omate kare omogaka are gokokia are kobunwa kegima yaroki ng'a bono omogaka tari mochi oyo within 1 month program nkoba yarenge yaba led abagaka baomerana kere bateba ng'a nyarebe na nyarebe bachorwa mokungu oyo kwerwa orangerigwa oteba basacha batatu nabo twachorire ororo orio oroche otagete ase abatatu oruga obokima oire mwaye osaba omosacha oyo acha komenya naye igo mokao nkobara aware ng'a nkorenda ore ngostenani ore igesaku the other side ekine
I
nto
mean, wait a
kiarenge
minute omogaka gaki bono gwachaka gotwire buna mutaratara bana bamintonye bwate swali gaki korati ko mugaka gwachaka gotwire mutaratara. So wait a minute. Among the three usara ara umusacha oyo among the three tabwatiere mokungu
nabwate bono ngochire koba official mokae goikamanya.
Wow. And they didn't have a problem with that.
yarenge problem ekoro yo gargo soaga iga akorende asokia abantu ka okora abana bali bacho kukina bacho ko babangaini bate wate nga bono soka oyo bono muchiete nyombo ko eng'ombe wasoka ngorayo ogwakana lakini abana bali okubyaro muchoria n'abanyare boli okwete wakande chombe
Bari ko bao.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, go on. Tima etiga ki nchenyi gwete ngabo tu amnyo ki kumtaratara. Anyway.
procedure y'omogusii nabere igo nande yareko ekere ebinto biagakorekana yari engegasi ende enkong'u abantu nabange bamaete ng'a nonye mbono no chisokoro chieto noya our fathers chistori chirari koibuka ari ng'a oyo nyare bomubiarete oyo nyare bomubiarete kero gisakwa oyo nyare bomubiarete ina amang'ana amanyekanete
Wow.
igo nakio ng'a igo abankuba mong'ina orenge okorokwa egwido niga are korendu sana nande tare kuchakorekana kuna ko motakanwa nchira gachandegete yaya umaete ebinto mbire ntagete kobeka clearing birabe turasiko tware problem aiga mang'ana ya death amareta nari ekigusia korokung'a omoboraka omoikora omotakanwa entakana amareta yagote ng'a omotakanwa omoboraka na omoikora omonto ori korokwa omosacha iga akagere ng'a kero mokaya akure nabo aranyuome naende igo tokonya koenda komoroka ng'a nomoboraka are gekora nabwate nyomba ende nanyuomete igo there is no way oranyegendere korokwa omosacha iga arenge expected immediately mokungu moga akure igo yarenge ng'a onyuome naende igo bono ntukwaye konya korokwa okorokwa omoikora ekero mogakoa ekero omong'ina akure
Omoikora.
igoro omoikora
Okay.
omonto korokwa omotakanwa n'omokungu otuga omoke okonyo onyara osira obwate omwana obosi na oyomo naende obwate obotaka egwido lakini ekero omonto bono ogosweet koigwirete korokwa omoboraka n'omokungu rintenyi omochoko abwate abachokora ekero omogakoya agokwa
Okay.
entakana nori omoibori oyo oyomo gose bonse bakwete igo amareta ekero tokobwati eno omogusii babangete ebinto biaye egero omokungu okorokwa omoboraka tanakorera tindigiti ore bomwoyo osiririe omogaka moetaro anagotara tindigiti bono ekero gwasiririe omogaka oo koreri inteng'i nario ore omoboraka aye bono banto mbare kwagaga omaete omokungu omotakanwa nere abanto bare gotwara maiga yo gochinyomba rahisi ekero na abana ochikorosi lakini omokungu ore koba omoboraka omonene emiaka rintenyi ere ngomachi are kororekana ng'a gagotigwa mono bono oria are gochaka kona gotaratara ase basubati baye bagasogete igo twamanya gokebeka ng'a eprogram ya omogusii nabo yarenge igo ase omoboraka naende procedures chia burial chiarenge very clear ekero gwakure goika chimbori isato chiare konyenywa na goika eng'ondi yare konyenywa na goika etuani goika yare konyenywa korenda amakweri naende terana ase enyomba eywo bwango lakini ekero ebinto bionsi bikoba ignored nabo bagoteba ng'a generally ngochi kwanyora ng'a such families again nabo chirabwatiwu naende na obobe bwango obwo igo ng'a closure ekero omosacha akure yabwate eprocedure yaye embori nero yare gokendia embori nero yare kogororokia nembori nero yare korokwa yogokobania na eng'ondi nere yakoria eguya korokwa eburu eburu ndiyo ekero gwatindikirwe kegima members ba efamily baomerane marogoba banyenye eng'ondi nyomba ekong'entwa etari konyenywa eng'entwe n'omonto okonyeng'enta n'omwana omwiseke otarakunwa na mosacha ore virgin yes eprocedure yibono yachiteka assumed
daktari ndabori omogaka nyandika ekinkenyarekane bono egekiagera onyora abandi nyarokete ebwigwa kwana Kata wira bakanyandika yemenetinga omonto gochie gunyomba tali mongi na muburaka no mutakano wende gochie gunyomba
generally neraba murata
nere utarakinigesa kwa probably gatigire na kamwana kama guseta tigire na mwana lakini egesa kukioyo nya gusira nke bwanete kogoroki kwa so in short umuntu wende gochie gunyomba no mutakano abana tali muburaka
wano
Kenya arekana bono iga na kia kubori mugagoroje ase bintu bikire bono iga
ekero omwana oyo are kocha kong'ente ng'ondi eritari gare koeng'entere chinguru chiaye igare gokonywa lakini goikare kobwata chikwende chimioro naende omosiko ono oria oreta amache abamura besibia ekero bareme embera bono maete procedures rero nchiasira mpaka omoko agogotindeka
bono
naende mwamana go-invite more trouble to that family.
Because you're trying to say that the troubles we have today in our families is as a result nga tuangire kubwati chingencho nechi tangunche na maorokerero yabagusii
orocha abaisilamu they don't deviate worldwide na kibagotindeka abantu babo paka lero.
Correct.
And because of that, even if you look at the deaths chabantu bakuruko abaisilamu it's very limited in a family.
Correct.
The reason is procedures chabo njiriko ba interfered with. No ena abantu bakuruko Maasai, abagere, abaruya, including no abantu bakuruko abaikoyo, various chabo still njiri interfered with. Lakini ntubono tuwaburukaniri sana. Pako konyora bakoba oja gotinde komato kere mbere goti mbere ya kolemwa yumo bwento koba bosapi motabigeti yanga.
What are you saying?
Bono.
Nakieko gara yari nge kole mubotuko.
Morekana. Nanda bakomba acha babarore mbosa mule.
You know, my grandfather died. My dad on the big ringe school. My grandfather died. Mbere kare mubotuko kago ikanka. By the time ago ikanka akanyora iso tindekiro.
Na boygo. Even my grandmother died on 19th January 1953 from the stories that antebeti. Igo by the time yanko ya ne ara so imaginwa akomnyoka gocha omonene ganyorete ngino tindekiro. Yekora barrio yarenkoba immediately.
I don't know. How many are confused as I am? Mugakia ni mute obori mugakari swali. Totara gendrato devinga a place yo mugaka ni renge. He has given us things you got to confuse you got more. Nancy.
Nzene bateri swali by the way. Ndede kuboriga mugaka nyandika wate abanga kaleri ya ino. Sengenjo ntuna bakenga. Mugakona renge gosira akera asirire omomuro omwabo take over sayoroche ningweru no mwakone mondetere momuro omwabandi ndi how now how ekekwera bono chinga kishiri chiakare tali chiro cheje ndebi ngoto mukokara byaringe gasi sayoroche noretera omonto nje personality nkwanja nje bono nakwanira ni abanda boss kwa jumra nababurirani nenyarekane.
Mugakara irane biegio.
Igo nkoboria emate bintu mbere mwende komanyanga Omogusii tari gutaka omwana omukungu achitenera mutindeke yakarara sko omokoyoye. Igo teta keiringa ki to iwe the guidance na members of the family mbare barago chinyomba nabora nyora ndo muntu bono go chinyomba nko baro muntu otabwete olareta manyinga mao patari clan kyomugako umuntu ko allowed ko kwera nyomba tarasima be brother direct na bako be cousin as a brother yao yako arabo bata manyinga yenyombe iyo lakini sa utoka bono muntu go nyomba ni nyomba ya ino aso karuete korwa igo bono kwaburukania manyinga iyo nandi wasali igonga baso bantu bamino nandi ba yani gosomo muro mino nandi ga utamanyeti nandi bono muntu ogochiete nyomba bono is blood onye koro mutaboli no mutaboli gochiete nyomba is unfair emo usitare gotaka igoro onye koyo mutaboli no musubati then it means omuntu bende gochi nyomba asoga soga tonyo gasoga tebuburia ina baburia bende gochi nyomba bono ko were wider spectrum na bora beto anja fine lakini umayete nkubuntu abakungu abagakamba amayete ng'abakungu mbabwate amaita itaji kara watiguru koro mwa musubati oro mwiseke iye kara kwanko gwo specifically iga okurendegere to base kuna korrekana go gutaratara nandi bamanye nga ngwere ni uri gesaku na maskani bare ko maintain.
So what was the role yomukungu in all this? Mukungu ko gwarenge role ago play in all this?
Yes, umukungu nero ko bolu gwanga ningo jora sa batatu tare ko betere gulio ka montomo.
What if you are jora sa batatu tayo?
Na ba ko request.
Oh.
Na ba ko iro mga kando. Lakini ba more time, even more time to cry. Mbale bare gutoka ngaba abanje to mugako Obomo no batata ke Bwango.
Nice.
Ekore yare ko be procedure ko ba within 1 month.
Asinge jodoki doje di swali na ko bodi next kwali.
Yes.
Guys, keep liking this live.
Abangina wa very kia so muntu kurukumo sacha. Abangina abankulire mukumo sacha obulemo.
Bono kulira musacho uri making kekyo.
Abasacha kare karba kulia malemo kwe una ari chache nari gesima narasigete. Omuntu ugikwa beka gukorendro bone mu buno mukungu. Nagyo tabunga gi ali mwanyarebe mwabusibuli ali mwamora lakini enkayo muno yo mwakagete enkaya nyandika mwamora ngaya nyandika mwabusibuli engaya nyandika mwake mundu bona bagungu gasi yabono kulia malemo na kolende nibo yo mugaka abagaka bali baringi bona bana abanyamasira bali gwakanu malemo osichombe abantu bayakolenda ibintu jini beji n'abakungu.
Wow. Miss Regina, do you have something for Kosukatori to the next level? Miss Regina, unmute.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Okay, I've been joining the live, but nimekwanga tu kwa chini. So today I just decided to be up here. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Tunalan pamoja.
Thank you.
And some of the things hapa tunalan tulikuwa tunasikia in stories, but we are affirming that it's true, that this was the culture, and it's good to abide by it and kujikumbusha. In as much as kuna zingine zimeachwa na wakati, it's good we keep reminding ourselves of the same.
Wow.
So I don't have a question, but we'll keep on learning. I'd like to meet all of you.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina. Do we have somebody who has a question? Tato mwaka gendera bono. Onyo ndeka what is where you go. Zakia.
Nabakwa nimbie mure.
Biamono
Zakia. Nchini bata liswali elimo. Eto akwanire mwaka akwanire igoro ya ekaroko nyoro mukungu ase familia asirire tumedio sena nyoro kidogo lakini yani umusacha asirire mukungu aso nyomba. What if the other way around umukungu asirire ninyareko leta musipati omwabo mukungu oyo ache kugendera kulenda abana baigase musipati oyo atigire.
Ase procedures Bwomogusii chia marriage go chiarenge mpaka ange 8 or 9. Ntu abwate yekeremano ase ogokorwe sigani okoretera omukungu. Ntu abwate ase omusacha arasire mukungu aretwa asokere embere iyo.
Nyambera.
Nyambera basokere kabisa embera.
Igeye
yo mukungu oyo gocha tamanyete oyo kwete nonye. Iga uta komenya bori mubumo.
Ikire manyanya kikwanyiro keyo.
Ekiremano.
Ekiremano.
Virgin, okunywa mukungu virgin. Ugocha kurema litangani.
Oh.
Eyibona emireti nga itali nyangi agora. Enyangi kwa umukungu mwekungu. Egesero kiria chiko ojo gutumia agechi gwiteka manyinga.
Na maene gesero ngwa kairwe.
Ke goiko wegesere karabuse kembuli bache kimambi gose mwesi kuina ringe virgin. No mwekungi olenge.
Wow.
Eyibona inere nge nyangi ere ntangani. Ya kabere na boko karwa kwereru. Tubwati ngombo okorwa. Na ubwata abana. Bana mwana obandi nyamamire bakendu. Bagusiba gateba ngokora tomuswati umwabo. Nero atwara amanyinga y'abana abacha kubalinda. Enyangi ye kurunga lika.
Anche nakina narra chianko chiane chinyomete abaisike bamwabo barugi babo bacha bamenyo bago changa no bago chakoberregere banyora se bago sokera so kwanyora nge batiembe goso muntu yo sabe mwese como abasogete okorreki o amuiro chire no mwese koyo chakobamenyesia ya roya leta masangia itogotero nakyo mwaka nyandika kanyare gokerese gente kikegera ngo chakerekia atwara bona potential
mwaka nyandika magana yinyekete kwenye iguru
ena nyegure kumusiata ng'abakungu abaya nyakumugania mbaligeta kya marura n'amasangi ngurugura yani baikonyora masangi nonya mukungu yamanye ng'agwa kuno muswati mwabo gamotenga rende tikwango mubeka amenye tangita chiombe chiaka nukabere kwanyo maswati wa mwabo yabo official yo wasiria masangi ai
yeye ndugarusiria masangi nekere chiombe chia
kanu chumuswati okabere yabere official no munyomete gusimwagambire bono lakini egero kumuiba nalio korete shida kwabisa igora kitwa abakungu abaya nyakumugania baligeta kya marura na masangi ngurugura yani ngurugura imiriti ngatare gutoka ase bare pi bare gocha batengo mwaka wonga materirikare mukungu okabere no mukungu monoko moreta umukungu monero koreta umukungu nero okonyomera umukungu ondo tagete ekara bari ukabarosa bwangu yonko wanga gokomoretera na bago ting'omoreri oyo nyomba bono oyo ira oyo bono mari oyo nyomba nere bono murende akana chiombe mbabwate mang'ana aria shida mono igikora kiro monte kinyoro gimaga bwata bakungu abangi so mbabwate njeringa mbabwate njereri bagono gutwara shida naye nande mbamatenga onye bakungu akawa abangi omwaka okanyeka nyomukungu musaja karo morro mono bari kugwisho twara bakungu batatu igana ria korro
boli okunyandika ndadoko boli kerego ikeranga basubate bamwe baba kwaibire mwino na mwino njirendete barenga korogerwa ligere bintu mbire barenga amasa lirongo ngentoki bunge kina kibare batume ababeka basanganie ndagera yaragira ligerende effect tekobo na maene totering
ine innovation ya cha later ya manye
kandika mwaga nyandika otra ne libori ndi anko na jasini sorry for that abarab sigenda ndo baito babona te kumanyankiringa amasangi igabekira n'abagaka bagusiba lya bakoro to prevent cheating kina kito bwana te kumanya so ekero kwa gulenga no dato mukungu ndo kose no dato kwenda konyora something extra apart from mukao olio mutangani igatakira omubeka official abe counted as one of your wives o masangi gare gotanga oboivi kona nto bonyaka ase enya ase nyuomo so that yonya kotagete comment omokungu ase mokagotere gogoisaneki kwayemeki yabe official bamanyanga ore ntiro yo kabira ore ntiro yo gatatu nazi waya masangi abegetu taringa igagoita omonto basaigo so kikia rero yagoita abanto rero neringa mbamanyeti you could find buna sendwete my grandpa was polygamous, he had 2 but abakungu abonse babere ebakaragira amo and there was nothing kende kiare ngoro kero magokora arwarete omongi no makena role kumwira nyagitari gosoma amariogo gosoma renda no yonde gakorwara boigo and nothing happened no bamenyete igo bakegotera magokora agasira omongi no yonde bado moyare yandara bona
igote dinda de komenta na go kresana nga na wakwane very perfect embusuro ya masangi yabe gituna baga bakwete kale muna wakwana yo ige komera ekero okuiba bobisi lakini kero official tari kubabwata lakini of late bandu bareta marongo akurusiwa ase nyapara inye na sama tabekani baburukana ibintu bire bigise sand whatever byamaje kuburukana uchindagara kwalia yako a room yokora ibintu bire lakini ase ko backfire na boro okuikana gekora chiko backfire of late. By the way, most of the hospitals, most of the deaths chiko within Gusii at birth generally it's as a result of Yamasangi. To an extent, chinyagitari nchipenda wa adopt bono ngaki mukungu yole turu onyure liro abwende kora manyanga the first mukungu abwende kora wo pregnant to prevent death yetanga ni ngane singe njukirebo abwende kora ale maronga yo because it's something that is working na we will prevent death. Yone even the innovation chiacha chinga chiaka ngagia 1970s and 80s. Otherwise kurumaga bantu babate binte bibi ariko prevent. The only option was omanye, you make it official, no ya tebire, omanye na bakungu aba once. Lakini karoko bisa ya goitire. Ene mbusura bagakaba amasangine mbusura bagakaba koroba bale muna bate bate bale babete osijo bonyakase ase yani ubugimo bobonyaka bosira asaba abantu bari ku enyomo.
Umugaka, I want us to go back. I want us to go back. That was the role Yomogaka. There are roles that you've pointed out. Number one, the role Yomogaka was to give direction in the community. Number two, a role Yomogaka was to take care of the community. That is why Enyomo yarenge gocha. Enyomo more than one. Onyoma baribarurete, like you said, Onyoma otebigwa also. You know, segwa kunyoma more than one person. Elinda tiki kunyo kutuma which is sikaria. And where did the rain start beating us? Inki yako yarabono tutari wanchiru naenda kunyoma more than one. But let me tell you, yani my wife amoja niye ikunonya ne fununu nga ninkabuga to monto isiko ose nintakte ni planeti kore to monto segie ya Iran in America mbos.
We are trying to say that na back.
Tiganko iraneria atara iraneria. Kale omanyete ntwawate amarwaire. Amarwaire ayekera alengo cha alengo rukusina amasabe sad whatever. Okonyora abana abange osikwanywa amabakungu abange banyora abana bake bagokwa bali batigara rende banyago korosie gesaku. Lakini nende technology chigacha mario gagacha ncherageta abantu bakurwaliwa abantu bakina uwo kukoli gogaetero nechinga kitoratebe. Of course okungoro yes. Lakini gogaetero nechinga kikiara kale abantu bagakure njira onye bagokwa murombe kakwagachi. Bona yaiterega twabuchire amale maburire. Abantu mbale maito konyora genda no ene street ya bo konyora basacha babyareta abana baro lakini batobwatie ase bagokora gento kieke bagochi nakiokora ng'amale mogakeire omonto konyara ekwende family planning yegacho ng'akinyora abana bari konyara bakora gento kieke kubugoria na korageria naenda gusomia ina erenje lakini onje
batirenda openda we have, you know, that is one that ito mugaka ira on that aspect kiagera bono we have communities that never took up family planning. The Catholic Church, did you know, doesn't support family planning?
Ko igonje tinda abwati ko chima linya ko manyang aki mupango kibago chibatwara baro tatigarete in common sense in chobano ngote ngaki nyore gento kelio kunyara kubuguri kore igunga no buguri ense yonsio nyare nandore ende to basakoretera abante mesigo isika aburiro lyo ne libaga no bwata nje kina kinda akore
omugaka kwana ngo nyandika
yo ndate ko kwana un tebenga uyo kwando maene kato kina there was a lot of campaign ya pregnancy mbate yani karongo kina igo ya lenge nga era abraka ne gente ke basana ko encourage aba como kungu konyora abana bangi ke kwa macha ko tabana ki resources ya keire ugori abana baliro anyare family planning campaign ya korotu sana by the government. The Catholic Church was against. Our Islam, as we speak today, they don't look at it in the Bible. They are still marrying their 4 wives according to their constitution. Pono iga current to kwa nega bandera minimum mukungwara tuara bana 10 mbagenda to nyora even more mbabu atibu aba ekora resources barabu baroche nyine chinyinge ori mubwabo no bugale usitu agose kirake lakini bono nande with technology rende bona mangana abera mange nande the again to my thing at the more something goes around the more it comes back. I want to say poni as we speak young men bachakira kunyoma many women nande bachakira wapya abantu babeta scared to marry many women n'abantu ba lenge between 1960 and the year 2000. Abantu abiabono they are not marrying, but some of them who are now marrying bausi they are marrying 1 or 2. Igonga this procedure tono ukwana nkwere Nigeria back ena kwena traditional y'umuntu ruko musacha inusi musacha baziro lichina sana. Number 1 musacha na rekonde segi.
Yes.
Number 2 musacha na rulengo saba.
Yes.
Na rulenge priest. Number 3 musacha na rulenge protector.
Yes.
Number 4 umwaka ga ari kurukulitiro nga kugicharo kunganje mukanyarebe nigo nga niga bwate ga lenge sirena ne mugaka nero ruko na bare konda litongo na bare ko amba na bare kwana final say abagaka enga ki indagera njire bare korosi abangina batarosi una bono korase ngombe ya korase ngombe so kia manyinga bakungu bare korasi korondora Kolis chombe nega siya basacha, for example. Ogo kama na baya lingi asia bakungu. Lakini aba murao lewa kulisi geti baroba lego kama straight ujie kerandiki ama banyi batari kobeli. Kukua yuri chombe kukua yuri ndagera. Kiwaso kama mbele chombe no haikende kiyoka ungo chukula kuligeti. Waba warora imokie uikalisa astege ngombe mwa kama ekaro chiangi kubachi nyingi. Igeto yoko rukunga basacha na bare ko kuriemete na bare nga basomi na bare igete me bayenete ukwana lero na bare igete ama kwenda yango kwana bono na bare kwana chip na bare igete chi proverb na bare igeta na bare ugeta abanta marieta ya bakungu marieta ya basacha marieta yemete mariogo yo Bwomogusii oboruwali mbaro bakora surgery igonga e procedure omo abasacha babwate role yarenge specific na bale korabia bakungu balema igonga the role iyo musacha na byarenge nene mono na kiye kare kro musacha akokwa igokwa roko ungo mukungu ulio ega korera sana orutamara bagatatu akutamara bamatangani chimbere chitarigeretio mubere akuri rikando mbere chia mukungu njiare kurigeri mugaka ewe chikirefu tare kumurige liga ya kuruta magoro amamaraba tugaime na ando rutana nebigokoro uchimagega otebanga ngakorugera litanga ni rutamaraba awi menga pa Okaiguno buya. Nanda wimaringa pa.
Nekera tukamire.
Mawapa. Ekera tukamete. Arigiritu nyomba yege morango bwegesaku. Aso mwaka aso karukuru. Akobona akuruta maraba. Ayaga to maraba tabanga naende wantigire. Mukungu uri makurira mono obogori bwira uchinyomba nyagusiro mao chaga gutuberwa. Igo ngai procedure umuntu uri kumusacha kera kure obiriro byanko bibine sana. Yekora nero kurie ndagera nero kulichombe nero bwate nibo nero lenge protector nero lenge the source of money as a family no mukungu mana gukunga binte byo birenda. Igo nganande musacha nyumba itabwate musacha uyari guchaywa sana. Yekora ni chombe
We, dima dinga niche wono ngenda to go confused. Araka niche ngenda to go confused because you know this thing is getting
Maite, iga daktari, we need to keep quiet. Omoga katosomi because we have nothing to say.
Let me ask you, Mugaka. Now, this is the question. You know, I'm trying to look at what used to happen, the order that used to be there, and now. Abasuati tobwate bono ibatagetenga the way they want to be shown love. No bara baba Elena, babo Miss Regina, no bara. The way they want to be shown love, ibatagete tobarugere na buo. To you know to take what is that nga wano kwara ndugera rimoigo that is how you show me love nga kwacha kwara mbogori kurwa iga gozo kwangirocha that's how you show me love. Really?
the only way a man was to show love was to be a hero out there. Ukakwara ko muntu kurwane nyameni kenyoro buondokire. Ukakwara ko muntu gotera buye kenyoro buondokire. Ukakwanga omuntu bati chomba chie kenyoro echinyinge buondokire. Igora rikwa koro kimokungo with that love. Nga you are strong. Nande tori motori lazy. No bwate besa. Ose no so mete. Abakungu abakori heroes.
Mugaka, I want to give this Obomo Bwomogusii declaration. Even tebia bakungu moko nyawa to tebi to bakorega nga o kwa ngolera riuga o kwa jio chondugere ndagera o nga umaite kwa bange na zende kwa mbwato koboko. That is not the show of love. Yo Mugaka Omogusii uno Obomo Bwomogusii show. We are going back to the basics. Goika toro tiuganchani wetera soko ba strong. Giving.
Kwa gwara makindi.
I confirm that message. I want to confirm that message. We go back to the basics.
Let us go back to the basics. Yes, Kundu.
Oh no, I want us to go to Irana say koruta maraba injiri yu mugaka nyandikara ko toeresa. Mo songe keracha. Na adorendere buku. Agera adorendere buku. Nariacha akago discourage polygamy. Ebuku egetabu kirimo inari I think ndio turona mibona. Yaba tebanga. A man should love one wife. Kera say something when somebody is about to be ordained as an elder.
Yes.
Or a deacon. Na tu aromukungu yomo ave of there's a way they call it. A good character or good moral standing.
Yes.
Indeed, I'm not specific ne vasi linko ya nyoranda. I'm doing something else. But rende.
No, tiango ko yerigerinde. Goko yerigerinde agenda.
Yes. Oh no. Alafu musongo ya karacha. Otorendere TV. A TV ebwate soap opera. It set up in Mexico and Spain. Spanish culture. Na some of it is from the French culture. Love language yo musongo. Basubate bali ga bambu atemono ngayo no Frida agenda baito. Wale kumutika igora. Naro ujora ngomeninga.
Ganda morete.
Egono muri.
Imaiden para. Ya morete igora.
Ono love language yo musongo. Musongo love language yana mauga chi chocolate. Never gift yebike. I always say this. omosacho mo Africa omo Kenya Omogusii keragocha nyomba marago babo goretie keriero. That was the love language. Njengi netendoje agocho tebanga nache ne chingini abu romorosi teriko tebangi ale nda teba romorosi bona gero twarigererio musongo ya soap opera. We started admiring their culture bona una bobwanjan. So we redefined obwanjan as Omogusii based on what we were consuming in terms of culture yo musongo. Umusongo chira totebiri no mugaka wina kora teba limore use a primitive way of communication tigana nero ototebiri polygamy is not good for you. I know abagaka mbale by the Abogusii bali ko nyomo mukungu yomo and they stick to that. Polygamy was not unanimous to everyone tware toiwanega. So ekware ko boli kunga nonya are commenta wamanya commenta talibo saigo ngabono nyare banabugate na jitigamente no bole momo gako kanyomera bakungu bange na bugate ni beisaine kubalenda bonsi ngire bono musongo bunaja ototebinga no otote no unanisikia
Ye kabisa
nyanacha si minere yale gocha goya kana bada bono we have cultural imperialism where toka tebugungo musongo na ro manyete into binde toka robo no bochi with the time tukaranga kebe ndebye bigusie ne bintu byadiro ne chingaki mbiri applicable lero asnale goeta I had a coffee nenya roka yende como de yo mate abe miskuntu oh no we were talking about this culture mataba enjera nere isikale ende tu amanyirunga mimi siwazi date mukisi no boji bonga buno ngomo boje problem yo Omogusii nere as a busy man because we are talking about umosacho Omogusii no mo tata Omogusii. Somebody is calling again. Oh yeah, right. No, my question to her was mongwa na nditi mention ga monga kama gena obe kubwango ga Netflix yokoro kujanasi. Yes, bono like nkumo tebinga Abogusii we are keepers. We are home, we are men who are yani ebirangire bitu birana ki abana babebuya. Mukana abebuya. We want a home. That is fantasy. Konde iga abantu barojenga daktari na abwata abana bane mukungu noare iyo ndio furaha ya mwanaume mukisi. Bibinde kijinde sarakasi yebine bitimbi endo birito koraro ke bipindi as politics bibinde binga otorangura flowers wanya ochangarara nyune to munu gochimo
no kuntu we have to be very clear koranje to kebe very clear nga torangura mauga nga gosentondo setirero chae I need breakfast in bed sijui ntagete nini iyo ni vitimbi.
Breakfast in bed, you have language, you have Spain, you have Spanish. That is their culture. That is how their women feel appreciated. It's not us. Yes.
Western culture nero ya chite egarete binte biyani bakabona yaburukanirikire gendo bakogo chikorire wakuminga ki ngaibono go chakera kuru
igo
ogotebia ngogokania chikote yo mako tenga yakire rero rikete tari enjere rimwana nya gotongaina kurumaega bako wakuminga ki aya naronga yaruera ngei Western culture ya letire binte byonsi
kuntu kora
tengo kungo kora iga mbe komo bwekano inje ngise ko jago kwa na mama biara. The only thing tora kwane for long igoro ya mukane
mako biara
mako biara mukana tora discuss but things ko gamba na tata biara tutaongea mangana yo marema mangana development mangana siasa so nala ko de yo manyaro goyonga mako biara to bonne tiko tua friendship nere beke distance akyo no ya ja kira mangana ya umade basongo na bomonda ko mena ngina biara mo ine rumu ya yende ba menya for years and nothing is wrong with that but into ndo bwa the boundaries tiganya andikanga ya nale tigatoka ndere kurwa bunda kole kinara okora bona
lakini koko kora nyandika tara tiganda Frida, you know what we are talking about. I mean, those are facts. I know mwana was omire culture. You're a young woman, but you understand what you're talking about culture. These things, women are taken by emotions. Abasacha, they are people who reason out stuff. Vamanya can make, decisions. Not all of them, of course, do that. Even in our cultural setup, not all men could behave the same way. But most, across the spectrum, I think most of them, this is how they look at it. And one of the things we are saying, abana bagende sukuru otuwale nyomba engiya otuwale endagera sabantu bakuri nyomba, such kind of engagements chincha ndito mutuone. But still now you want nkobogorie nkoire out ngende nkobogorire flower otagetekero nguko nyoma mwakeri irunse ngubekere bete otagete. What do you want?
Well, I'm the wrong person to ask that question because I will speak as an advocate of women. I think men are more emotional than women. We can see that in the way they celebrate football. We can see that in the number of wars men have caused. We can see that in the crime rates, comparisons between genders. Most emotional crimes are committed by men, but I digress. Statistically proven men are more emotional than women. Lakini najua hiyo ni debate ingine ya siku ingine. Lakini wana kwani mboga kibororo kito tebio to bodi. So you have the energy. Why are you complaining? What is wrong? Girls want to be girls. Why are you dating a woman and you want her to be tough? The reason why we look for you people is because we want to be taken care of. And if we tell you, I don't know why men, by the way, don't listen. All of you have a common deafness among men. Unaambia mwanaume mimi honorable Geoffrey, mimi nataka maua. Umanye kwenda kugorere dress. Kwa muthe nata geze dress. Oh, no that you are ungrateful. Ubono gaki simwanze kusikiza haki. Anzeni kusikiza. Why would someone tell you I am thirsty? Kwa sababu mtoko tabina ki mtenda gete uko unaniambia kama tuseme for example you are staying up late on tabina ki nitachelewa nini vitu kama hizo. Aikwenda kwako na another grand gesture that I didn't ask for. You do that and then you feel bad if I don't receive it. It's because you people don't listen. As we are very simple people. We want you to ask us how our day was, carry us, buy us flowers on Father's Day. Vitu simple kama hizo. Sasa hii ndio mna complicate maisha. Guys, niko kwa gari na kuna kelele.
Oboganga nyandika ntete tora abana baminto barakwana bamako koiraniria zore
Urite ngikware ngoteba saba swati abo monda gonyora au gosaba umugorera ndega nane guri bara mutabugatinka.
You neno bazacha punguza chi campaign because opo ngumera njena akomanyite unanikuta alafu unaanza kunijengea mansions kwa hewa. One day vinga kakiba abani ngo nchiteka nive take you to Europe and back ati ingokororega kwa mbodi baba ekwarwara I can get you a specialist you the first week you are dating. Bono second week ya dating ngonya roho besa boligware kuri gibo kubeke bait boyerire lakini njaume ndo notora ndebe boyerire njengo nagusaba ndo bukwire ndo chips yobo bono kwaye chubo sana nene wache tene campaign endorose punguza chi campaign lakini bana toko basaba chindega senge njomori otatevinga none urubaro umubwati.
Shut up, Frida, shut up. Ndoje vanongoja akori ko dutukani during the men day. During the Father's Day, You see now even Father's
Lakini
Day,
hata Father's Day nuna bantaba ya.
Father's Day still women want to take control of it. They were thinking already during Father's Day.
Alafu wiki tu ingo sana kwandina. Nonya na mangana aliande okonga inanga ho. Inche so da. Yango na manyo kumera. There is nothing.
Frida the good thing whatever nga no manyetene campaign yere nonya na bana siasa baito ekero gie campaign ndo maitenga nenga kie campaign na litokoliera zaidi after kwa bairire chikura ndo bilichi so
Lakini mwabere chikasongo makubamba hata kama
nenga kie campaign ragera lakini omanyanga immediately chikura chikwa yaroko wini obogima bokwera na either aliesa konyorete gose below that so kwa manyira wikera gabo because ngo confuse more sana osabe omusacha gose nechiri bubere omusacha kwa chiri buisana okorre gento gete okogenda okore gento kiri okore finally ira nocho kumubori chiri bubere kumbe nere kagwa kerete sabu ye chiri buchiribere ase chiri akwa isana yani ngana boko kerete gento kinga na go sabete chiri bubere tonge kwebanga ni sana koete you understand so mwate makolige de gente katika kega and kambi yare ko reseguru ye role yo musacha Bwomogusii as a community na as a family I think ndo basa ko David kurwabo
yes
kwenye tuanyore bintu gete vinge sana vigezo muhimu vyo musacha Bwomogusii role ya as a community na so much bia mon
nyandika ochi kogendra Elena I want you to unmute tora kwanaga I mean what do you want? Because you've had Inkyo Mogaka Gakorire, the role yo Mogaka, Koguna Frida Kwanire, from your woman's perspective. Regina?
Well, I think with cultural diversification, we have learned a lot from other communities. So, hata kama unaenda shuleni unalearn, there is something you do. So there is no harm of you changing your love language. Haina shida wewe kuchange your love language from time immemorial what was known before. It's where as long as mume wako ameprovide chakula and all that, you're supposed to feel loved. Right now, we can see your neighbor being something and it works. A Luo man does something to you, it works. So why can't Kissy man also do the same for me? Because it's going to work. It's going to make the path easier for you.
Regina Luo whatever.
Luo zikolaba kolibare.
Madam, in short, you are confessing.
I said it was just an example. It was just an example I was giving because mulipana examples za wazungu na wazungu wako mbali. So I was just trying to give an example of people a bit closer to us. So it's what usually happens. And when you understand yourself, you understand your body, you keep learning it. So if you get somebody who really understands you and kind of learns you chenye unataka. Yes, we are emotional some at points in the month and all that. So lazima muende na mood swings pia vile zinaenda. Sini kutaka kuishi pamoja.
So in going with mood swings, somo kaka nyandika. Ebinte byaba abangina gotare rukero mutienyi. What we now call monthly, the menses. It used to happen in Gakiri and Koro. Those emotions used to be there. How were they handled? Bwomogusii. How was he handling this around that time?
Mokong musacha tabata bakungu 5 nara aba umuntu linge be romantic no Bwomogusii mokungu monene gar kumuruka mozwati bosire mwe mubucha ibu murangiria marita onspimba ko mokungu uri gubia mokungu okabero murukanya mesanju omo igubia mokungu ato murukanya bwirugoro mozwati botuli omo igubia ondo mokungu oyo kata okane murukanya bwiri mate na bwiri mate umurukose mozwati onyarebe yakieni kebariri okwana mangana mange mokungu nero uo enare kwende onyora mozwati omokebi oko kunyageita namba isano okoigoreme onyame koroto igonga na bwata enchira kurangiri mukae gari kumurangiria marieta muguswati nyarebe ngina nyarebe amarieta aliyegara bakungu mukungu uregunga nara appreciated esingenje bakungu barakwanda gwetira se mangana ya mantri amosku musacha ka bwate variety uri obwate gari ngokani ari ngomugaka nande mugaka mba bwate language bono uya gari ko rotational nande uko mugaka ga bwata kera evening umwaka akuraga kufroma bakungu 5 makima kuruji nyumba isana ngokonero yondorete mboli yondorete ng'ombe oleta mandegere mabernara mwaka was always prepared umukungu kera ari gocha nyumba ari yo gari kubunu wiki ngima kera ko anda bakona wiki mitinye birata na kwirana because mwaka was strong.
Ai, umugaka yandika lero tetu gutukura.
Na berigo.
Ngomukungu gagachire no ne week.
Omugaka narari naroche igabwata abakungu batano nande abatebete machiko abari okore gasiamu lakini abwate menengu aligeta marieta igonere recent that is in the 70s ekarondoche akuruto monengu gochiari abakungu bari bose bamyoka barigelinga ningorangeru nyarebe leo konda so mwaki gesekima for one full week ata ikurwo abandi bono bakuruga makima bareta ali bachakori oli kara kuru mungino oli okorora na garosete
Iko ge jamis.
Wow.
Ando mwakoli abwatu mpaka ne kondo wa kontimbu como ya wa kontimbu are very energetic mas egora mwaka ta kubuli maswali ya ere make akumusaliyo maete basacha mbate kubuli maswali enjoy of their nature. Even the Bible is very clear ngaki mbuyo musacha amanyama gachikoro kubwa komenya no mukungu kuoma. So abakungu ali bakuru mbabwate nagging questions. Mwaka ale ngorwe at peace ndagara gichire arugere chibarati Jones. Akura gara bachokoro baye usabana bande baye egerta be kuresumu.
Ona kibali kuragerera
na bana bachokoro. Nisese. Ande sese sakora utero itangani.
Ande sese sakora utero itangani.
Yes, pole feedback hiyo.
Ono ego mwaka kurutere sese o nando taikura akurutere sese ora akira. Tari kuruto cha akora immediately. Ora aro sese ringo nkora kokara kaitata. Kuma oja akora gerota bombu ya bro. Lakini akora era usual na bana. Na obetole to bokima ogo ikorwa sana. Ike boko mbiare ngo baro ko nganya maisa bakungu. Ijiza jio kolra around saa 2 saa 3. Ijiza maisa bakungu mokungu tata kere kutoka siko. Mwaya korgero mwaka. Nijiza njiro abakungu ba kero kia bakungu na kero nkero. Saa 2. Bakungu bali go itumba liba batararwa usibatarasibi abana.
One question.
Because there was a lot of discipline. Abagaka bono to an extent, mbare kubulu nagging questions, and because of that, we abagaka mbare stressed, and because of that, no understand the mwako tare stressed chinguru wajire matari.
Now, besides that, mugago that is stressed will not have the mental issues.
Maribono mbare gotuara. Nandi yari konyarekana. Yeko ramazur te yari kubulu makong. School fees yarengo. There was no school fees.
This wedding a long or more and goes a canere, the wrong more aringa igual.
Aita rengo. Ekara kungo badiska batano. Na tembaisanithi. Nando mucho ebono alendete. Nando bona bali kulenda sana. Okay. Awetana na ako make sure na tons parad. No wetana na butuko komnyokichi
Chingavi.
Changao. Mo changao mono. Changao ma ten ngorote yo ojira chamba kaisiko. Bone mero yargo utwa. Chiabwa ngau chianda chiara again. Because that is the kind of environment yarenge.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Araka kwa wateri swali. Araka kwa wateri swali.
Yeah, let me say something, Doc, nikimaliza ndio nipeane kiti. Naona mtu hapa chini anaitwa Wanjala, he needs a seat. So, nataka niseme Fred alikuwa amesema if you check on this special day, Men's Day, mimi nataka nitetee wanaume wote. Mara mingi unapata hata crime ama prisons wanaume ndio wamewekwa pale. Nataka niambie sister yangu Freda kwamba a normal man will always go out there to hunt for their family. In that process, unaweza pata, I'm not justifying any criminality, but in that process, anaweza jipata kwa shida na upate ameshikwa na amewekwa ndani. That's why you can see so many men, probably namba ya wanaume ndio wengi wako kwa jela. And there is another thing we call economic pressure. Mwanaume unavaa kutafuta ulete, na kwa hiyo harakati ya kutafuta unapata umejipata mali papaya na umeenda the wrong side of the law. So there is so many men, up to 10 reasons which can quantify ni kwa nini mwanaume unapata yeye ndio wengi ndio wako kwa majela kuliko the wanawake tu. Mambo ya culture kidogo mimi nasikiza hapa leo, but nilikuwa nataka niulize Nyandika, what can you say ile time what's the difference inkiora tebe a change ya engakieria ekera basubati wose abakungu batakere nyumba na saa hii asibono iga abakungu jinsa bona saa 2 eji mwate abachi abakungu ndio wanajiandaa waende kuvuta shisha. What is the problem inkigia chenchiri from chinsa chiriba bwene takorugera bagaka babo like 8 ndio wanajipanga waende kuvuta shisha mpaka saa 9 ya asubuhi ama saa 10. What do you think, what's the sharp difference inkikiage lile binte bikokoleka na bona iga, and how can we make them realize that by saa 2 babwenete koruga mbagenda kuvuta shisha mpaka saa 11 ya maambi.
Aki haraka generation no Nyandika tara iraniri. Number 1, mbanyomiri. Tigacha akote bika number 1 mbanyomiri. Number 2, pake karabata nyomiri mbata geti banyomu no yo kabiri no yo gatatu. Number 4, they are comfortable. Some of them are comfortable koba a girlfriend than being a woman in the house, you know. Be my kamenya mnyamesanju kamenya gitarugoro kamenya nyabweri mate kabe, you know, they don't want that. Bono linki bakokora no kunyushisha
abatebi ombati kwara batenga na mpe chingi bagenda batete kwali pinga na no masacha na nayo bogori oborito kwibora nayo nerakorende baminto mogo tigane kisiko.
Bono Regina has seen you open your.
So nowadays they don't provide.
Who doesn't provide?
Problem.
Regina?
Some men also nowadays they don't provide.
Alafu
Some men that they don't
Regina, let me remind you something.
Yes, we have seen that.
Regina, noroche omosacho Mogusi. We are the most romantic people out here, and I wanted to say that actually abanta baro chemate.
I was just saying out of experience.
It's okay. It's okay. No, I'm just talking generally. Don't take it personal. Abanta baito baro cha.
It's okay.
Yeah. Abanta baito baro cha. You know their mindset. Their mindset yo Mogusi. It will never be the same. Wao mahali wanafikiria wanafika, sisi tunaanzia hapo kwenda juu. Look at them. Wakati Dr. Mbati alisema yeye anafikiria vile mtoto anakula, analala wapi, mahali pazuri, amekuwa invested namna gani, future ya huyo mtoia inakaa namna gani na bibi yake na familia yao. But these guys, I'm sorry to say, they want to show you that they want to show you that they can, but they don't want to tell you where you will sleep in the next like 10 years. They have nothing to invest for you. So we are the most good people. And
but the Raka generation, maybe if I can become a devil's advocate, why would I invest in being in all this you're saying? Na anything might being a inkoboka which mambinda kurende.
Yes.
Mambinda kurende.
Yes, abanta babaroche, they don't think about tomorrow. Ndero akogendine Range Rover, agonto kanani chi asa machare, you go to the swimming and all that, but they will never tell you anything. Kerago konye, kose kere over 10 years above. So if I was to be born tomorrow, mimi bado nitazaliwa Mukisii. Thank you guys. I salute you.
Arako taragenda. This word any a comment Reginarwa legit in that generation to manyata bonega. Never say challenge na mono the young people mbatageti ko gosoka koligia. That's why korra no nyachi group tole go seno no yawa osikole kara bantu babekena na anonymous. Montato me message anonymous Facebook obarito. You realize very many young people go back to the because they want to be kept. And I think that's one thing to want to call it a generation ya bana baito bari ko rumaega inki gako garabai chinchiri ba chire direction ni. Is it that guidance nere egeta segete kamis ekagara ba drift towards kotaka kobe kwalika babu ente ko take the role yombo sacha nganayo wente ko bumu tubwenka, because these are some of the things bonega abaske baito ba facing aquí on the young girls babu ati sacha already go provide go soko cover the head of the family ya betel na barabu bali jama gaka yawo tire go se bali jama barubo cha mwateba baba tumeke baba tige, you understand? So it's a challenge. Na ndetali challenge era saba kusiboka. I think it's a challenge you cut across the young generation here
Thank you Makumba. And now I agree with what you are saying and what Regina was talking about, if that is the point. Maybe I didn't hear very well. For sure we have a challenge. We have a challenge, and for sure our ladies they can't find someone serious out here. Can you hear me?
You're audible.
We are getting you, boss.
Okay, thank you. So nakubaliana na Regina 100%. You can't find mwanaume hapa nje. These guys wamevuta bangi. I'm sorry to say this. Na Regina can confirm this. Wamevuta bangi, unapata mtu amemaliza university vizuri. Yes, ni vijana wetu, but they don't have, they can't think beyond 1 year na kuendelea mbele. Ni hapa tu, leo anakula nini, anaenda club gani and all that. So Regina, the challenge is there, and I agree with our ladies, and I think...
And to add on that, if you are seen to be a potential person, like maybe you're a lady na unajituma, you kind of get to be treated as the strong soldier. So mtu atakuja ajitag na wewe because anajua hata teseka. You're providing for them, na ata relax. So you wonder who is the man in the house now.
So wait a minute, guys, and all those who are listening to us here. You know, Regina, you're raising some key issues. And today, of course, we are talking about the men. We are talking about who the man was in the cultural setup and where we are today. So you're telling me that today we have men. Today, Regina, you're telling me we have men who want to get something out of the woman. That's what you're telling me. If you tell me that is the generation we are having, and such kind of men we are having.
There is even a documentary of scammers. They always target the working ladies, mostly of the age 30 to 35, all wamefika age of marriage. They're doing well, they have a job, so they go after them just to scam them. Not that they want to be the husband role in the family, no.
Wow.
because already
But
this
you
lady
see another
has
thing, Neringa, once Regina, God has blessed you and you have something on your side, and of course the man is also working. Your money is your money, but the man's money is, for the community, and you don't want to even give support or anything like that.
No, ni Benten yeye afanyi kazi.
Utapata Regina, yeah, she's talking about these young boys who doesn't want to work hard. Mtu amesoma vizuri, but they don't want to look for any job. They want to look for Regina because probably she's stable. And our ladies will always fall into that trap. They will think, this young boy has a vision. But once they fall, after some time, unapata this person was a joker. Na by that time, ashaharibia huyu mrembo wetu hapa, very hard working, time yake and all that. So I think that's a very valid point, which Dr. Ombatu should get a day for itself. So that we mentor these young boys, the Gen Zs, tuambie vile wanavaa kuwa serious na maisha. At least they are either finishing universities, colleges, or they have finished. We show them what they are supposed to do out here so that they get a job, they gonna stand for themselves and all that. That's a challenge out here. Because I can tell you, Daktari, as we speak, niko na message kwa simu yangu kama 3 from these young boys. Navaa kutuma sijui 2K urgently zote. These are boys wenye nimefunza wamemaliza university and all that, wako hapo nje tu. They are waiting for my 2K urgently, like 4, and probably they are my relatives, and I want to send after this live. So I agree with Regina 100%.
Wow. All right. Thank you, guys. John Andre Geoffrey.
Thank you, Doctor. I just wanted to give a quick recap ya whatever that Haraka and Miss Regina wameongelea. I think shida ilianza wakati the girl child alikuwa empowered, yani alikuwa ameshughulikiwa sana to a point that the boy child nowadays is very forgotten. And I think it's something that is supposed to be looked upon. Everybody nowadays, every organization, everybody everywhere is talking about girl child. And the girl child is being empowered such that kijana amesaulika katika society. So whatever that they were saying that the working class, that's not your age mate. That's a person who is older than you. It's the same thing that is happening with the young ladies nowadays. So there is that kila mtu nowadays imefika mahali sasa everybody wants a soft landing. People want soft life, you see. So but hiyo kuna mahali there's a generation ilifika ya kwamba Boychad akasaulika kabisa mpaka yeye mwenyewe. Sometimes wakati hata ukiwa kwa kijiji, when someone tries to say something na ananyamazishwa, unajaribu kusema kitu na nyamazishwa, at the end of the day unajua sasa unaonanga whatever your input is not valid. So unapata mtu sasa ameanza kujidharau. That's what is happening to the Boychad. So imefikia mpaka mahali ya kwamba now they see as if ni kama life is against them. So ukipata mtu wako kama hivyo amefika that point, that person is ready for anything. He is ready even kutafuta whatever that they are saying that the working class, cause anajua hapo kuna soft landing na hata teseka sana. Cause right now bwana daktari, if a graduate boy and a graduate girl goes to look for employment, they have the same qualification. Almost sometimes the boy is much qualified, but at the end of the day utapata ya kwamba the lady will be hired na the boy atakuwa hired. So unapata ya kwamba society ilifika mahali ikaanza kusahau kijana kidogo. So I think we need to talk these things out. And the generation hii yenye sisi tuko ya the millennials, I think kuna mahali tuliachilia vijana wetu such that we never labda kuwaelezea kwamba as a man ukigrow up, this is what you are supposed to do, this is what you are not supposed to do as a man. So ilifika wakati ya kwamba watoto walikuwa pampered to a point ya kwamba mtoto sasa anakuwa lazy because if you have a maid in the house, hakuna kitu mtoto anafanya, hakuna kitu yote anaweza guza kwa nyumba, maid ndiye anafanya kila kitu. So huyo mtu analelewa maisha ingine ya kwamba ikifika wakati sasa anafaa jitegemee, unapata sasa hana ile courage yenye labda inastahili mtu akue na. So
unamuita kababa
kabrayo ya unaona, mtoto akitumwa duka anataka umulipe na 10 bob, hiyo change ni yako. So it reaches at a point now sasa nafaa jisimamie, napata ya kwamba he does not have that courage to do whatever that he is supposed to do as a young boy.
So you know, talking of that, and this might be our last round in this conversation. Go and Bill Ribaga so that you can talk, and all of you now. Mugaka Nyandika, how was in our culture? In which aspect? For instance, to single baba ngina wacha baba ama litinge, Montoveri tinge, such kind of people. Mbabuata abana, mbabuati basacha, So how are these boys brought up so that ntotuarachika baba, totuarachi brayo? I'm sorry for Brian's, I'm sorry. But let me say, use kababa, the kababas, daddy, Ntotuara bantabu in a community who don't know that life out here needs somebody to be independent of mind and to be strong of mind. Chiben 10, thank you, Regina. Kababas and the Ben 10s. How was the community nurturing these people who didn't have fathers of their own to help them grow? So that abana baba subati to they are the ones never back koranga ba muraba Chiben 10 Nyandika. They are the ones who have caused the problem. Because even when you don't have a husband, you never from whatever way you got the children, you don't have a husband, but they have not attached these children. I don't know whether it's an attachment to a godfather, an attachment to an uncle, a responsible uncle out there, such kind of people. And that is how I'm wondering, how did our community, Bwomogusii, how did they handle it?
Igonda tebe nga utota to kwana mangana nga kia lengi nkitugweta okora bono iga. Aintete gotega. Biritu atige to kwaruka at the age of 10. Na tukaburi abantu bagurukwa basegie keroro moke. Na kekora bona abamuraba bono babwoto bokongubu. Okwaruka Bwomogusii gokwarete 1986. Kuruagwa abantu baja kwarukia abantu no bubisi abasegi bakabera abantu abanene baragocha bakweni courage na kyoki na buno mumura bakabora nande tuire ngaki ngegende getogokwana ngagera other communities they are doing it pakabuna togokwana iga abana chi community chinde Kenya ga mono abaisilamu for example abana wali bakana madrasa ba so migubuya mono Ntotanga nense ya chenjiri, ngusi ya chenjiri, kai. Abana mbali in the world, bona Muslim world for example, abana are marrying at the right age. They are marrying the 4 wives, some of them. And maskani gara oroba kabon. They are not mbali kunyomba kungu bako tuna bari above their age. Ntoto atewetunga koko chuko sokali. Oko nyomu mukungu oromoke oko bwasi miaka. That is the kind of things we are being told. Mukungu should be 3 years to 5 years younger than you. Ine Mukungu should go to the church you go. Mukungu should be able to cook. No Mukungu wekako respect. That is what we were being told. Tuaragote runga tochi chiro, tochi roche, tochi gotenya. Egerto according to biaba kungu, according to biaba sacha. One to Abruka, we are doing women things. Nanda Banabaito to Anyor that chance, they are doing the same. Nanda Bonaban and Turn a forum we acquire the India. Tigeri we, Tuikaran, Bwomogusii, Yakorachi community, they are doing better than us. Totevia Banabaito Kibale, by what age of Kunyoma, Banambakungu Kunyoma, and this culture is Banabaito, because it's relevant. as physics irrelevant, as mathematics irrelevant, as history irrelevant, a curriculum yimugusinero, curriculum history nero. Let us go back to the curriculum. To abana abaitu. Onye mwana ku understand surely computer studies, or understand physics, or understand biology, or understand history, geography. Nkiata understand the culture mugusiga aki. Onye ku understand the songo, why not take gusiga and its culture. The reason is Tobe Kanam. Let us look for a school in here. Tobe Kabana Baitang. Togo Kiraiga. Amagosa and into Katura Baker. Abana Bakemba what Magosa. Ntra by information. We cannot just condemn them. We cannot condemn them. Lirika no montolo kuiba. Garago terwa. Karago terwa sok. Kara sokire. Osnywa sagotara. Abantu barekebisha ngora bantu bamenya buya amatinge numukungu kurubuoye acha komena umusacha undi ria ari kunganya butuku nande kandira no yakoraga ana akane tuchombe akanganya komenya gacha komena umuntu undi kanande raira ne guchiari abana bali bakoba generally kurendwa n'abamame bamara bamwe musubati nabo bari go take responsibility amanyingara amalito kuchibo mame manyingara amalito kuchibo mame bali abantu bali batena abana aba baje kwebwata chintakane cya kwebwata buya usabana aba ari kujya nyomba bali kwebwata buya mbakinete bakabaga kinige sako abantu baguruko bagisumi for example bagotoka sakuru kunga nyangoge abantu bali n'abana bo musubati abaguruko bagesumi pato ngina byarete nyomba akabyare asakuru kusumi sumi ne ase nyomba aso abagende bo mungina bagocha mwakatari wikoro patenga omu yuwa byarugago so no na bana bo mwese kengo kina balenge baraso negesako ndobwate bakata abantu kuruka bagencho bale Kenya mira gali kyabira ngana bombo igoro abana bo musubati lakini mbabetegesako teringa mbone bintu byachaka byakaberororo mukukanya ro mwana kale ndubieka mwana utagocha bumba mambio begento ono Obama na roji sasa matuka mangi tabe president tegro to Obama center does it meaning otoko bakonde mngese nje sata kortiki ateyo ise no wale no nyokule tarosti mwana the father is enough. Father is already enough. Nege de go categorizing oyo na musacho no mokongu kubuoyo is nothing. Chingruchi rosti umano na chirosti umano lite at the same. We should not kwarao abakungu go intimidate abasacha. Musacho teko ba intimidated. The Bible is clear. Musacho ya kuma ni wamenya magachigo. Igiri ndo kere very clear. Eta gerenga basacha baba abakongu tulenda abana baito tokwana barabunto batukuta. Nande tubasa ko bakonde munga abantu komanya naturally. I want to give you a very good example. Why do we have unemployment in this country? Universities are teaching children, but they don't know where they are going. But they are not even proud. Nobody university ananga Kisi University. Abana munga kuba akora Kisi University ngai ba akora jigas. They don't care. You might think mentorship which university. Are these universities even caring where these students bagosomia bakogenda? How do you overcause? Or very much aware abana mbo tukasi bacho okora. Onya as a professor to bwa tigasi. Ngaku expect mwana wa university atwale gas. Why we not putting our heads together okonye community? Abo oliba rugora aliba cha okori biasara kia taunia. Pama kulika bana baita bangi. Ngaito kurusumu kusio mero kulika bangi. Chibangi chire Kenya antobwa tino neyam. Chibangi chego operate in this country. Icha baiko na baoli. Banyene chindege na bakoli abaoli na baiko. Ingi yako araba na ba very stable. Is because basacha bali baligiri abana babo. Na intu ntore kebebo. Tiato ikaranze. Totumio wongo bwaitu. Toira ne back. Tosomia abana baiteke gusi. Tele ke usigioka na batoko mix because nto gutumia ke usigioka ko ikatokwa totuale hybrid where they are na stokurwa to be ke community etebe productive. The moment the community is productive njoma tenkinde tenga ke endagere echire kero muchi nchareta alenga ndos na then we kere ncharero ro na you got a PhD, you have what's called ekero tenga PhD gemineti you are poor, you are hungry, na ndole driven. The only thing we want from these children bakora kana bataka. Osabana baito ba very graduates bakurichi gas. Munda wate mpaka PhD cha batanda nkuri yale gas. Bondo to buringa onye curriculum yete ka bakonya. Toba yo Mogusii eta bata unemployment. Kero mondo lengo Mogusii na bate gas. So onye Elias nyire abono. Let us sit. Tote benki inkitu bento gokora. Ngakito gutumia machare Gusii aro si factory. Ameke abantu busy. Indagare kira ichole ngaye bakungu bago tamaguchi. Ose ndagare yoko bana kolera kurumambi baka marago.
Wow.
Even David Gatomeki. Let us empower our children. Tigatoire na back. It's my wish no ninche balimbuate. Tokuana barabu. Na kiruma to mwana gara ategero muntu iskubia. So abacho ukwana mbarabi. Tigato prepare curriculum yo Mogusii. Tigato chake mentorship. Ikine kitora gotora kolbia. Yako arabon as we speak. Mbale ba mota experience ati okwaruka kwa Mogusii. Muna kwa lengi. Mentorship liya bulekretaria alo tu akwerete. Abantu 20p babete born by babete ba chiteburu by 1986 today. I can tell you 98% were married by the age of 27. Lakini wana wana bata bete mentored. They are heading to 40 years batabwati mo kungu. Nikine bono we don't know why. Ngaki mukungu ngaki muzi yaguchira kunyo musacha mukungule 50 years mbanyoro no mwana yesa kungi kingirusira ngabono ne na choli never your choice. No, we will tell them the advantages and the disadvantages. We need forums in the market toko ere toko ndamanga nayo toko no mutandao na ndolie forum just market toko ndabana abamura baito toko kini because musaja no lyo gotigera abachokoro baye abachokororia baye egento.
Wow.
Goda gina requesting ntubwate byonse ime ya Gusii biragere to meke abana baito bamura baba chinguru musacho bwensi ole chinguru o provide for himself ni chera plan mukungu abakungu nere bakuri lakini bona abana baito they are not able to help themselves lakini I'm not blaming them no ni ntu abanyene tigato cheme totema gokonya abana baito yakora na babwate musebe koito bwa bachukuru baratonyore.
So now the question is, as we finish this one, during a key, Mogako the ones will provide. You know, it's about the provision that we are talking about. It shows power, it shows might, it shows your sense of direction, and women. That is what they basically look at. So you go basically what you're telling us, Mheshimiwa Hulda Momanyi, happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. Thank you for wishing us a happy Father's Day, Baba. If you're not busy, I will allow you to come up to wish you a happy Father's Day. So what you're telling us, Neringa, the role which is to teach our people, to train them and to guide them, so that Baba Sacha, who can be independent in the future and who people can look up to.
Yerebo. In fact, twara kwa mwantu na tuagia tukuniriga. Tochage school yoko empower abana baita bamura. It will only take us 2 years to change and name ya Gusii.
But currently, that is what you're doing, Omogaka Nyandika, no Mogako Vino.
Yeah. Yes, that's what we are currently doing. Na gira utakanga bonebe program ire predictable. So that the bana baito toba kongi yake bale meno no koega mama te koega.
Dr. Mbati, maybe to add value on the discussion, but we should also think about when a man is not able to provide, can he offer leadership to the family? Can he offer the prospects that are needed in terms of guidance, in terms of, instituting discipline, in terms of prospects about life? It doesn't necessarily need to be about the man providing. the man being the man, but also about the man instituting some level of guidance, some level of leadership, because a man at some point in life has to fall. He may fall financially, he may fall in terms of discipline, of respect in society, or someone has exposed him negatively online or something. So we have to look at it at different angles. We don't want to anchor it necessarily that a man has to provide. A man has
You
to take care of it.
see, Dalfant. You see, the problem is, respect comes out of the show of your capabilities. That is how respect is built, right? Respect is built around your acumen in decision making, acumen in provision. Provision doesn't have to be in terms of money or resources, but remember yontomogaka nyandika twegeiri wachire boneka. One of the things that twegeiri egas yomogaka in the culture of Bwomogusii, in the culture Bwomogusii is in provision. Eneregas yomogaka in provision. Egas yomogaka was in protecting the family, protection. Like security, offering security. Egas yomogaka is to give guidance. Egas yomogaka is to show love to the people around him. Egas yomogaka. So one cannot be away from the other. Now provision, even in the current setup, almost what you're na something, and we picked it. In the current setup, yabana baita Bwomogusii, a problem to wateneringa, we have grown our children as single mothers. Leave alone the girls. I'm not talking about the girl child. As a mother, a single mother, you've brought up umwana umumura. Kukonya komotogi kababa, and you're providing as a mother. So what are you showing this boy? You're showing this boy as a woman, I am the one providing. I don't know whether you're getting what I'm saying. So you're showing this boy. Number two, Tora Moa, a male figure. Umugako yo nyandikanata banga esembrea jake toko tutuera. Na aria ekero tu atige toko korabana baito mentorship. And during the Gusii, culture, the mentorship used to happen during circumcision. So bana baito ntodi kubaro kitu baira asebi gutu kuegerigwa about our culture and how they should become men. So umwana yo kinira kurukuka baba ngina nero kumuira kwaruka. Nyagitari omoreta ngina nero kumurugire ndagera. Umwana yo kinira kamaetenga he should be provided for by a woman. There's no man who is mentoring this boy. Omwana yo gago kina Regina no bwato mwana enyaroka. Kose moshimo hulda na bwate mwana enyaroka. Umwana omumuro kinigu na Regina au mere enyaroka ya kinigu na moshimo hulda, and they get married. That is where the trouble has started. And that is where we are. That's what we are trying to say, Dalfant. That's not about the provision, but as a man in the community, we have relegated our responsibility to women who are also not willing to allow a certain man. It doesn't have to be the man who fathered your child, but a certain man, an uncle, chianko, aba mame, they are the ones who used to guide these children.
I partially agree on that because most male children wanakwanga with a very strong attachment towards their mothers, because school fees, you don't go and pay yourself, you delegate it to the mother. You're like, I have like 10,000 here, 20,000, go and pay school fees. School fees. School fees no ulio and bango correct. Never visiting day. Some of us have delegated those responsibilities. I mongina and already yabanari what 5,000 each year, mokare shopping nanini. So the child grows with the mentality that the father did not play a role in their lives, as much as is the one who is facilitating all these things financially. By the end of the day, we've delegated those roles to women. They're the executors Mwana grows with the mentality that the dad is not right. The mom is the person who's always the presence of the mom. So we've lost that touch between our children and ourselves, because most men feel like some of these roles should be played by women or our wives. So in between, we've lost that bond, we've lost that attachment.
No, Dalfant, that you're right. On that point, Neringaki, the man is there. But we are talking at a point also where the man is not there. The woman is bringing up the child alone. She's not finding somebody suitable to mentor these children. And mentorship and that is the part you didn't get, is during Okwaruka, which we don't do nowadays. Some of you, some of us, some of you, I think in general correct to mentorship. I don't know at my age. I don't know some of you who are following and listening to us, whether you went through the mentorship we are talking about. So, I mean, we are giving that round of people to comment around this. So, Mheshimiwa Hulda, thank you for joining us here. I don't know whether you can talk, then you talk as we conclude. Yes. You can unmute, ma'am. You can unmute.
Ngate nakagati gwakolire. Nani bono gwansire topic ngao. But anyways, I see Mr. Nyakundi here, our elder, and then a couple of other folks there. But a topic here, we are living in a completely different environment. Some of us, Kenya, some of us, we are in a completely a different world that we have to accommodate a new culture. So for me, I think even the Mogokwana is very relevant in terms of how do we help our boy child realize who they are, what their responsibilities are, and then also remember our culture. And we also have, maybe Mr. Nyakundi can highlight how do we accommodate this new world we are in. Even the back then, some of them, not all of them, some of them are no longer relevant to the current environment and reality that we live in. So my encouragement to this group as you continue to have this discussion, and Dr. Inata Abati, that mentorship piece. Let me give a quick example from my own family and my own experience. I understand that I'm married into a completely different culture, the Bwomogusii. I'm very proud to be Bwomogusii, by the way, right? It's a white person. So that means I, as the mother, and him together, we are very intentional about taking our son to where he can get that mentorship, whether that is my brothers, whether that is my uncles, whether that is that male figure, because as women, we also have to understand that it doesn't matter, even me being called a mheshimiwa here, where most of the time I'm being looked at, and well, why are you mheshimiwa, not your husband? As if that role, again, this is a new world, right? But that does not mean that the role of our fathers, the role of our uncles, the role of our male friends do not play a key role in raising our sons. Me, I know there's things that I cannot teach my son, but I know my husband can. I know my side of the family, the men in my side of the family, my fathers, my brothers, my uncles will teach him of whatever culture you find yourself in. How do we preserve our traditional cultures and beliefs of our men? And then secondly, how do we provide an environment for our sons to grow up knowing that they are valued, that they are the pillars of our community, that they're pillars of our families first and foremost, you know? And so when we sit here, there's a young man who just finished talking about, some of these young men are being raised by, women. It's a responsibility of our women to expose them, to find that mentorship role. Because
that's what we are talking about,
we cannot, as women, raise up a man to be the leader of his own kingdom, because that's not what God instilled in us. Yes, you can be there, and I'm not singling out single mothers or those fathers that have been deadbeats that are nowhere to be found. But it is our responsibility. And if we cannot create that environment, not only the mothers, and then also the groups you find yourself in, whether that is churches, whether that is If you're looking, you will find. But if you sit here and say, I'm going to stay in my own siloed group and I'm just going to raise my own son by myself, then that's where now we are seeing these issues, where men are growing up thinking, like the young men said, that they are supposed to be served, right? And this whole service thing, traditionally, and Mr. Nyakundi can, Nyakinda, right? That's
Nyandika.
Nyandika. I'm so sorry. Nyandika said it very clearly. There was those moments where we would sit down and teach our young men who they're supposed to be. But that has shifted a little bit. Me, I sit my son down and tell him, Baba, I love you. This is what I can provide for you. This is not what I cannot provide for you. And I create that environment for him to get what he needs that he cannot get for me. So, Manominto, this topic is very sensitive, first of all, because we can't relate to everybody and their current situation. But at the same time, it's good to have it so that we as a society have a role to play. As Bwomogusii, we have a role to play. We cannot sit here and blame people for not raising up these men to be leaders in our community without providing them the resources, the environment, and the ability for, especially for these mothers, to raise their sons to be men who will get out of here and break those generational cycles of being raised by just a single mom or whatever the situation is. So anyways, Minto, I really appreciate this topic. Me, I'm listening, I'm learning, and I don't have all the answers, but I'm so grateful. Let me just say this to our men. Me in my household, my husband is the king of this home. It doesn't matter. Out there, you can call me Mweshmiwa, but when I'm in my house, there's no such thing as Mweshmiwa because that title belongs to the man of the home. And that's what's breaking down in our community. We no longer have that structure of a mother, father figures in the home to raise these kids. And what do we do to create that environment for our sons? Right? That is the question. I think Nyandika said something about, and you also mentioned, Dr. that they are creating an environment in Gusii land where it's even if it's like a community or a seminar or whatever it is, a community center, men come in as mentors so that women who don't have that father figure, that male figure in their household can bring their sons to that center so that they have men. You also need to step up and volunteer, right? That's a great idea where now these young people, young boys can come in there and they can be fed, they can be mentored, they can be exposed to role models that can help him understand that, yes, even though I'm in this situation and I only have my mom, I have a network of men in the community that I can look up to, that I can go talk to, because a lot of times our young boys are left out there to figure out all these things by themselves. And then we wonder why they continue to act the way they're acting, right? We have to invest in what Dr. said and also what Nyandika said, in creating an environment where these young boys can be brought so that they can have what it takes for them to grow up in an environment. Even if their home environment is not suitable, they know that they have somewhere to go and plug in. Okay, I am done. Let me
just hang in there, Muswat, because I want Nyandika to respond to what you said. But what you've pointed out is very key, Baba, and I want to repeat it. A problem to Buate, the women. It's not wrong, Baba, a single mother. You said it, and I want to repeat it. It is not wrong to be a single mother. We can find ourselves in that situation. A problem to what you become a single mother, you have hatred towards men generally, and you want to protect your child so much. Umumura, me, I'm not talking about the girl child. Of course, even girl child needs a man to mentor her, to make her, know that life out here is not easy. But I'm talking about the boy child. Kwamo protect. Kwaba so, you don't want to release and allow this boy to have an environment where they can learn from other men on how to live. And that is where I've come to the point you've raised. If it is possible, find a man in your life. As a woman who is a single mother, a man can be your uncle, you can be your brother, can be your cousin, a man who can mentor your son so that they can know what other life ways are apart from to raise up that child. Because as a woman, you're going to love, they are so loving, they are so there's a way that love shields them from even seeing you should release this boy Kotwara some experience, and that is what we want to break. So Nyandiko Muswati, what is a very good question. And one question happening, what happens to people like her who have been married in a community outside Gusii, and she's raising her child in an environment in America, where she's raising up her boy? What do you advise? What would be what you want to?
Dr. Rumbati, as Nyandika is going to respond, I also wanted to put a different perspective to this, so that it can also accommodate our dissenting maybe approach towards this. Now, my point is one. First, I've seen pastors, religious leaders, prayerful parents raise thugs, raise thieves. At the same time, I've seen thieves raise pastors. Two different approaches. People redeem themselves. Then the question is it really an issue of parenting or societal influence? Is it an issue of society? Is it an issue of environment? Is it an issue of influence or personal decision making? Because I've seen in a family that the father is a pastor, and then you get the father is a pastor, but the sons are thugs. The father is a drunkard, but the sons are religious priests, fathers, SDA, how do you call them? Our leaders around the society. So the question is, as much as we blame on single parenthood, it goes deeper. What is the society around them? What is the conversation around them?
All right.
What influences a lot
Nyandika
of
maswali ya
these
yuabere nyarigere ringo.
Okay.
Ekerawa toko rigere riengane on.
I have appreciated the contribution of Mheshimiwa. Mheshimiwa, still we are happy that you are there for us. Esa gutoka no toke semine yeka to kwana muna gwa kwana nga ekero konda nyomba mwa no nyokoro Mheshimiwa mwa ko is king. Na baswati ba into ba gusibo nso manya ngumusacha at any time ne king in the house. It will become easier commenta abana bamura. Abangina basigeta bagaka babo. Abana babo nigo bakoba very easy to manage. That one is very common. I have already made an observation about it. And then akiwatenga mumroyo kwa reisiri no monto otario Bwomogusii. Eke igo akagere gutwara mo a culture eliye mo sobo mumro sobo musacha. Eko ranto tayo kumurwani mo na Bwomogusii. Lakini otogata baiga. If you cannot help them, please don't harm them. Igoera abibia inyare kanenga at least abana bana toba onjora. Let us expose them to the Kisii culture. But make a decision whether they like it or they don't like it. Lakini ntobe kwero magoso onye nturiko wa expose at all. Asi bintu byarengi Bwomogusii. Boni ganto bwate kionganyo cultural organization asa to preserve about 80% ya the cultural artifacts chomundo kurukumo Bwomogusii. Na ande to bwata bagaka na bangi na babwate information igurechi ngenjo ne chinge koro Bwomogusii. Enyare kane abantu banyore such kind of training tobeka abantu baito era asikonyare kana ekonda iguru. Egento gotebanga na bora somi abana class ima abana 40 abana batatu boka ba understand na abande 37 imba understand. Taliye problem ya uno mwalimu lakini ne choice ose egente kiki abakongera. Lakini ayana boko okanga ki wakonyire batatu. Namara kweranga na boko bomo pasta abana bao bagwonjokere. igo togoteba bana abake togokinia mbanje tino neruga togokwana na gekora bagoikere age gete around 15-16 baintroduce ka language kabo bagocommunicate eyi nigere common ase abana bana mbanjeti authority mbanjeti the teacher who is the head teacher mbanjeti the head the father sometimes they don't even respect their mother. That is why bakokora the opposite kwanyora omwana okinire in an environment ere very subjective to obotaka omwana ori setting no one day otware ndonga PhD are poor are hungry lakini are driven otebanga tata nonyaga kunywa marua inche intige kunywa marua niende kanisa kambu mupasta ngonjore tata nade maybe n'abandi baba raised no pastor barango mano tata mwa kumwire kanisa mono nanda abantu baitira osinensemo uso mwana uri otokobere board ogenda igere et engabune class you may not have lakini nte kuminingi kina kiragere ntogendera gosomia abana baitu abamura n'abaiseke rorio onye dokumenta abana baitu kurukwamura we are basically mentoring them pachikunyoma pachikuchaka family chabo igona abana abaiseke mbari kubeku in isolation tatiese nje abana abamura babekiru in isolation for the last 32 years. It's now high time turari basi yake turarigiri abana bamura turabakonyi yake bari turaikere bari turanyare gukonya especially bona abana bara above 30 abamura no koega batamate koega. For example igonto wasimunga things are normal lakini senja abagetaniri toire ne magega tuchake bari 10 years and above tubakinie patuare culture iriya chiko amekia baba amura igonto ate back to football esenjo Kenya tabo ate very good culture football ntwana kogenda World Cup lakini senjo bate good culture yoko mnyoka no turama mnyoko kerengaki ige meetinga toire ne magega ke tubu ate bari barabake tuba encourage gosemba nguse bari igorake lakini tonyore twakonyire mono ntokira.
Wish.
Yes.
I can comment something. I think this one of the most educative evening I've had. I've been following keenly on what Mr. Nyandika has been saying, and it's coming out clear at some point. We abandoned our culture. Now, my first question I wanted to ask him is, personally, like me as a millennial, I can't tell you how much of the Kisi culture. Yes, I'm a Kisi, lakini vitu zingine nimesikia na yeye. Like hiyo ana count wanawake who are allowed to get married, nini, hiyo nimesikia na yeye. Amesema the last time boys were graduating, that's were circumcised, vizuri wakiwa wameeducatiwa was 1986. That's way long away, which means our culture in like the last 30 years hatujakuwa tukiifuatilia keenly. But he has said something good. It maybe starts I don't know whether it's a foundation on what is going to start.
It's already started. Chonganyo Culture Organization at Humphreys Hotel.
Okay, it's ongoing.
It's existing. Yeah.
But me, it's the first time I'm hearing about it, which is good. Now, issue ya empowerment, boy child was not abandoned. Already was on board, educated and well enlightened. Unlike girl child whose position was counted to be like the kitchen, bedroom issues. That led to disadvantage, a girl child being disadvantaged. And by saying empowerment, that's what they were trying to bring us out of. It's not only the kitchen place that we can be good on. We can equally perform as good as men. They were trying to uplift us. But what has happened along the way, the girl child is outshining the boy child. And that's why the boy child is feeling threatened. Utapata, because the girl child is enlightened, atataka kukaliwa. And that's what has brought a very big issue with men. Nimeenda shule the way you have gone. I'm working the way you are working. So you don't have to mistreat me. And like our moms who are very submissive, they knew when dad speaks, they listen. Mwanaume akikoho, mwanamke unaitika. Hata kama hujakosa, you listen to what your man is telling you. But what is happening to the current generation? You don't have to intimidate me. I can do away without you. Kwa nini? Already I'm empowered and kinda wamejielewa. And that is what has made the boy child to feel like they are threatened. Now, Mheshimiwa or Mr. Nyandika, do we go back by like it's irreversible? If it's going to school, the girl child is going to school and working hard to be like another boy child. How are you going to manage this? What are you going to do to these achana na the millennials? They are kinda you can sit and listen to each other. Have you tried to mingle with the Gen Z? Utasikia naambia the husband, mimi nimebeba mimba, it's your duty, make sure nguo ziko safi nini na hata kata, you will do that. I'm doing this, you do that. It's like it's getting out of control. So as much as you try to empower the boy child, I think some things are kinda beyond control, and it needs good nurturing and a bringing up, na sober mind for you to listen and have that functioning family or that environment whereby a man feels is the head and the lady feels that he needs to submit. Otherwise, it's not that easy.
Well,
thank you. Let me quickly respond to that to my sister.
Please do. Please do.
My sister, you bring up very many valid points, but the one point that I want to make sure that we don't confuse is submissiveness versus kukaligwa or acting out of fear. Unfortunately, in many spaces, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about specifically on in our Gusii community, but this whole essence of a woman's role and a man's role has been deeply rooted in our culture. But as we have continued to evolve as a culture, as a people, you talked about now the girl child is empowered. That empowerment does not mean, it does not result into okwerora or sitting here and saying, now I am better than you, right? And that's why I said in the beginning that even after all of these accomplishments that I've accomplished, and I grew up in a household where my father empowered all of his kids. It didn't matter whether I was a girl, boy, all of us were given the same opportunities. I ended up down this path. That's where God led me, right? But that does not take away the fact that I am a wife, I am a mother. That is my God-given roles, right? And in my marriage, my husband, I submit to him because he also has taken care of his business, right? He makes sure that the family is good. He makes sure that the kids are good. He makes sure that he goes out there and provides for the home. Even if I'm also providing for the home, we are a unit. So we don't, for me, and again, my situation is a bit unique, right? But in our marriage, we have decided that I'm going to submit to him because he's the head of this home. It doesn't matter what titles I have out there, how accomplished I am in my education, all of that stuff. So when I talk about submissiveness, and when we go back to the Bible, and then this is where Nyandika can definitely come here and educate us specifically on the Gusii culture. And then in these modern times, right? Because people change, things change, and we also evolved as a people, as a culture. That's why I think the biggest gap is, because I think that a lot of times people look at my parents' generation, their generation, and that's how we have to act. That's not necessarily the truth, right? In my home, I know that I am I'm the wife, and my role is to make sure that I honor my husband, I respect him, and I give him peace to know that he is secure. Because as women too, we have a role to play in making sure that our men know that they are valued, know that they're the kings that they are, right? Because sometimes I've seen cases where we women go out here and we accomplish a lot, and then we bring all that. Bono, your husband is telling you this. Now you're Bono, what can you tell me, right? And so there's a young man who spoke earlier. Yani, where do we go from here? I think it's not just one thing, it's multiple things that we have to consider. But at the end of the day, we as women have a huge role to play in making sure that our men feel valued, our men feel that they're being heard, and our men can come to a peaceful home and know that they can come and they're respected there. Because out here, we have no idea what some of our men are dealing with. But when they come home, it's our job. It doesn't matter if we're bringing in the same amount of money. It doesn't matter if we are doing much better publicly out here. But in our home, this is their safe space. So women on this forum, if you're listening, what are we doing to make sure that our men, when they come to their home, their kingdom, they feel like, they want to come home. Not to worry about if I go home now, I'm going to have somebody who's nagging me, asking me this, asking me that. And then in the same time too, men, you have a responsibility to also be an upright standing man, that when we women submit to you, you are worth that submission.
Perfectly said. Wow. Wow. Bill. Bill,
Yes. Mpaka nevire into nengo kwana na butire. Njoma ethengo waza ngo ninga sene go practice polygamy. I'm a polygamy man. And najitenga change religion. Although no Bwomogusii lakini ngachange karasoma mangano go Islam kidogo. So my family, entire family no Muslim. Area abana bakwenda madaraza by then ngo basaidiere na kibago cha kwa in future. Bono egento ntutue vire ntunga Bwomogusii no gosomia abana culture yaitu na kibako ba motivated kabisa. Egento kene ngo adi mute. Ete konere nko igorante toja kubeke unity yeve as a compulsory like communication skills eko ba compulsory ngo chakere area next year. Onda toja kubeka kwende unity ya motivation na culture. At least basoma basic bono nchendia inteta bakanga nyandika babona mbanyole.
Okay.
Deke maene ngo chakere area next year. Na the first intake also ella technical skills na nerong ko igora basome technical skills but ngoja kubeke be more practicals maite kwende those technicals wasoma theory bono njete on my side mbabe basoma more practicals. Alafu ndete kubeke unity ya motivation kabisa abantu Bwomogusii baitu abana babe nurtured bamanye culture ito bamanye na kibako bango oko bango mugaka as a family na kioko ba presented as no ekenyoro. Those things you might to abuse the squeeze yani mbio ono njamwa polygamy man.
wow. Bill. Thank you so much. I wish you had said earlier in the kubolia maswali ya mange. I mean, how did your women, appreciate cover part of that system? Wasena into ntobe in that setup. Anyway, Miss Regina.
Let me respond for that.
Yes.
Why don't you respond for that? Then they continue. By before I married up to by then I have 4 wives at my age. So first of all, the others and I converted to a kind of Muslim bakaba trained. maite kwenda bare bafundiswa naki okomenya n'omugaka nande narara audiko konyomu mukungu munde komenta bono mbasikaine ogosikana kora kuo respect neronje asa now timaite osigo chimotwambi ntombi change but for now niskiru ng'asa king asomo esemeche yonsi amwa king bono tindo jisidende yonsi ige mono lakini differences to yayo chifamily gotwara chiri but for now sapmi sifunero asaba kungubane.
Wow.
So, Mr.
Wow.
Governor. So now that's another dimension of our culture, right? So here we need our elder Nyandika to come. That's a completely different. Yani, that's a whole topic of its own.
It's a whole complete thing.
It's a whole topic of its own. So Nyandika needs to come in and talk about what are the dimensions of not only polygamy in our society as Bwomogusii, and then add religion, the Islam religion to that, because most of us are Christian, right? So that is a topic that you need to have on another time. Bwomogusii, polygamy, and religion together.
Wow.
In the meantime, let me say this before I go. I would like to talk to Nyandika on the side, because he mentioned something that I'm really interested in. He said that he's going to create, I don't know if it's a seminar or a forum pretty soon here where, they're going to bring in those young boys to talk to them. And then if the mothers can come, me, I'm open to that. By the way, I'm going to Kenya soon. I would love to create that forum with him. While he's talking, him and the elders are talking to these young men, I will be happy to talk to the women about what does that look like. What are the expectations? How do we empower them to bring those kids to those forums? But I'll talk to Nyandika on the side and see what that program looks like.
Perfect. Mosubati, that has been going on, and very soon my son should start joining that conversation. My son is now 10, turning 11. I want him to begin joining that conversation. Even when I'm there as a father, he needs to be circumcised in the mind. So ngogo tumerane namba ya Nyandika, but I'm also, there's another conversation to watenaye about youth governance and leadership. It's something which is in the works, and it's happening. So we will also give you feedback on how far we are with that. I don't know whether you're busy, but maybe you can hold on there. You're hanging there and listen to these others as they are saying, but you're free. You're free. Miss Regina.
Well, thank you. Nyandika, I think I'm going to receive call. I'm one of the beneficiaries of the Kionganyo, the cultural. So that's the place where we've been learning a lot about the culture. We usually go there once a month at the pavilion. So even the forum they're planning to start, I know it's going to benefit a lot of them. Personally, I learned a lot from that particular sessions. Na hapa pia tukikujanga wanga tuna learn more. So I think it's good that you keep sharing and we continue asking questions. Today we've learned so much, and then we'll grow up together in that. I think I'm the youngest, but I am growing.
Please, and you see, that is why we said it's good to be here and keep learning. You never know what you're going to pick out of this, and that's very wonderful. We are coming to the end, and Mheshimiwa Mwaka Nyandika, Mheshimiwa Nate Bango Mutomerande namba yao, so that even in Kyunganyo, Mheshimiwa, you've had Ms. Regina saying, they've been learning a lot there. So Mwaka, as he's going to give his final remarks, he can comment about that. Kuntu.
Yes, no, a lot has been said. In the via quando ronga story. And the Tangan Minda the co-mention today was Father's Day, and we were looking at the role of fathers in the current society. I think if I didn't get it wrong, that's how you framed it. And these are dog, I'm saying it, being a Seventh-day Adventist. Kanisa Yaito is one of the best. But in terms of mentorship, you see, we're doing this kareke every week once.
Yes.
Abantu murega bangera conversinga nchekera ngoja ase platform ya Bwomogusii nkonyora ndike ntekemo bibere ngwesomi, either about culture, about politics, about growing up, either way. Well, the place of a man in society today, journey from our roots. There is a tendency, because here kanisa notore every Sabbath on Sunday, abana abogoteba bali age bracket ya, let me say 8 to 16 years, gwanda bali chisation chiri ambassadors, abandi banda pathfinders, and what adventurers, and what have you. I'm saying this Korwase point of view, you can say 97% of the time umo ngina abana nero kubaira asibikaro biri mwaka tayo, whether is free or not, tariko chotoka leze yandankiro mulisi onante beti one of these fine days which maiga ekero there is bonding. Doc, I know you've done mangana yoko iboya as a kwende yao. Ekero mwana arenda, the man usually another gerego bond no mwana karenda. You unawakonde ke bishabu onye kinderong from your medical point of view. Mwana oyo iborwa, the first human being yako get in touch normally. Ngina. Ngina kera ko mogonki mutatera igora. Kuba igora. So now all this time ngina aroje. It's difficult for me as a man ko bond no mwana ikera veire miaka 10, 12, which igora even 6. Kero mwana ngere ko rebellious. There's a level unabona iga mwana akogosa ngina mot tokonyera na umatei ndambia baba yako. So the kid develops a mentality elinga baba ni wakunichapa nikifanya makosa. The only thing that he does in his house nirekebisha nikifanya makosa. Another role mwana yako isago play in the house, the role of paying rent, the role of paying households aiko, because maybe this man is very busy na bokire mambi neji kamera chiane na mnyokire kucha weka nyomba saa 3 abana bararire mambi saa 11 na bokire. We never have time to bond. There's something very important. I think maybe some of us didn't have a privilege of Kenyora. A relationship with your parents. Having a relationship no moibori, whether no motata or some mama, baba, is very important. Because at some given point, uno mwaka nyandikare ko eresa, ono umo sacho ikire age, okure school, oiranire onyor maybe egasi. He needs to learn like to handle his finances. He's a successful businessman, but itayo amodebinga ya kero kwaro siria faida ya 20,000, rusi 5 beka sigete, rusi 10 beka sigete, ejichinda korra gendo gete. Mungwano is young, he's 22 years, onyor regas is earning maybe 70k. Chiba se jitama thinki yako kolera at that age. Responsibilities in chijo. Mwabare osino mukogoti iso korra osomia bana bamwabo. Ono chirigere liga aramaru chirigere liga ande road trip chirigere liga arabna korra gwiba nyamukami nakobatumeka chirigere liga, you know, by the end I go hit 30, he has wasted 8 years of his life. Because he saw you was uncle this is how you do what you're supposed to do. Now, coming to another thing, I don't want to recommend ya Marieta ma, but there's a very controversial single lady or in quotes Kenya ga otetia basaja linding if a woman chooses you to be a dad to the kids. Tonda okora DNA kumanya usabana na ba na bango onye kuwanye pay kwa responsibility yoko barere. That thing comes down not only to Keroko irabana be single mother osogo chimuswati nyomba. It comes down to individual level. Ase ndoje makumbo ikirebora. Ase buna born dog, your sister might have kids. Ai mukate abenga yanda mamenye na anko ya ino. At that level, you are supposed to be the father of those kids. Na abana mbale bagoja. Bana baba swati ba mino beji kazi ni chiao. You know, they come to you, they see you as a father figure. You should play that responsibility. At the end of the day, Bwomogusii atikora rangubu at the script. It's not a conventional constitution ningo mwana kabo kamambia omorere iga kaibu iruka iruke myaka ebero omorere iga gago ikasi geto omorere iga ngende kinkeyo. Parenting here gocha with its own ways and individual level. And I will go and kanisa because majority of the time na enkaro mwana uji kosabero. Bari nangina. Tunaombea mtoto anaitwa Kuntu Junior, baba yake anaitwa Kuntu Beninyaswabu, mama yake anaitwa Nyekerayo. So mama simama usalimia watoto. Ngakia yu Nyaswabu taiyo. So and when do you as a father bond with your kids so that you create a responsibility. Omwana wakera uki na kuchimutua I get that point kero buge mabwa mufinyire. Ako very free kuwa kiresi miaka denga dadi. Nimekutana na Dr. Mbati ameniambia ABCD. Is this the right thing to do? We need to look at that. So no more, I think I don't know what it was, Mheshimiwa Hulda or somebody else who was talking about pastor abwata abana bale ebebago. Daktari, let me use you as an example. It will be very irresponsible of you as a trained medical doctor, mwana arware, then you don't take time to examine. I'm referring to pastors and elders and what have you. Oborisia, because in general SDA, Oborisi boja mwa nyomba. You first minister to your children, your house, your wife, your family before you go to minister to the church. And I will quote this. I think I know how to do it, but I will quote it.
Amen. Gaki say it again. Say it one more time.
I'm saying it one more time. Oborisia no pastor starts from your house. Pastor your wife, pastor your kids, pastor your maid, pastor everything within your home. Then now bring it to the church.
Kuntu omono no yo.
Yes, sir.
Kuntu no omono no yo. You see when the Bible says nga Bible ngokwane regoro yo gotimoka sabato and all that. Yama watabanga either you woze engombe yao, woze abantu bali mwao, woze balia bakorie gasbao. All of them should do. What does that show? It shows leadership, right?
Yes. So, Doc, there's an example we were given. I think preacher you can say either Igoro or say the other Sabbath. He said, "Omo pastor akwa." Ono lende ntu na bashiriki mbrata kwa ndaka pastor minto kule na kitu acha andika huri pastors. But the abana baye were wondering. Abana baye the sons and daughters. So when kabanta balendo tokurangelinga basani balibe keombegete njumukwane, they were praising the man, how he was visiting them in hospitals, praying for them. Ega kera abana baye bona as a family na inu njumure reiso. The son must muromo tenemo na ga abo mundo mwara gotogi ndundo mumanyedi. Akyo tokumeke sana ma otuacha. Yes, the reason was this pastor, he was never at home. He was never fathered with his kids. He was never a priest. Early absent 24/7. Again, no bamuroje oja. Rusieb koro toso aura gera buye sibi orara mambi. So when this man kerabantu bakumu praise, The family is wondering, what happened to us? So, as if you are here and you are a man, if you are here and you are a lady, sometimes you have a let's help one another to raise kids, to raise the society in a better way.
Wow.
And I will say this in another platform later, but there's a lot that happens without a father. A lot. You miss a lot. You miss a lot. A whole lot. Not just a father, but even a father figure you can look up to. Bintone bingi bira wote na ndugu kuminga akanyara abantu banda basuga sugete we kuminga nje where did I go wrong?
You're right. Thank you so much, Kuntu. And I want to repeat on that point as I bring Geoffrey Mogaka Nyandika be present, got to other final word. As I bring Geoffrey, one thing Kuntu has said, which is very true, and I want to make this call to single mothers out there. I love you. I am saying this out of sincere love. Single mothers out there, I am asking you and entreating you, just like Mheshimiwa Hulda said at the beginning, find somebody. Find a man figure. It can be your father. It can be your uncle. It can be your brother. It can be your cousin. But find a man figure to mentor your children, especially the boy child. I am talking to a single mother out there. Find somebody. I have spoken to quite several single mothers, and one thing I keep telling them, always find a father figure. If not, allow your husband to be in touch with that child or his son. I mean, life can happen. People you can meet, have a child, but still life happens. It doesn't mean that your boy child or that boy child, na no chance you go to a father figure around them. It doesn't have to be the father. It doesn't have to be that man who fathered, but let there be a man to mentor that little boy that you have. You'll come to thank us later. Whatever we are saying here is not that we don't like you. It's because we wish you well. No muano yumomura ochire. Ekera, that boy, you will nurture that boy, and that boy you want him to become a husband in the future. He will be a similar husband we are talking about here. A husband who's not present, a husband who's not taking care of the children, because you were providing everything, and he didn't see a man in your life providing something. So Mheshimiwa Hulda, weka nini? Weka toa nini toa yes. They have warned. Okay. Thank you so much. Geoffrey, just a minute. Tanda sinya sukuta.
Asante daktari. Tigancha kere statement Kuntu akore na ndio nimalizie. I think sometimes Mata tena ege koro to kerio ta vege titori komanya ngai ke komiget ke asege ke to keren ke ta vege tit uwezi jua mahali na kufinya. So sometimes someone tanavara abo myes ko gari lakini nyombe mechande ere menga. I think there is one thing Mheshimiwa Hulda kwa na baka na matevia nyupepusi. Sometimes again tonkera ta bakiango kisana na despite our status in the society kera achira nyomba status area konye tikara gesieri gani aso nyomba muna ngina abana nando mo kongo mugakoy. So those two things ekere chile na chadu ya se nyomba kero montama ete boundary anene oye musigete no mugakone no muswati ane musigete. Sometimes Nkanya rored such kind of things as a nyomba, we correct a lot of things, a lot of integration as a nyomba. But when I can say, we can nyomba and take a tanga name in Tavan to out a name to read out that sometimes small things, sometimes it's a build up baka yagaramba common tova, and montaka rebellious. Monto chaka ko rebellious cause even to biria ko receive maybe ta expected na receive kwa monto isko ga ari aromya but kalaikenyomba are that rebellious such that kera we kanyomba kwanyora is a different person ko kwanya wona are abwati chi character ibera abwate character ya nyomba ne character isko ga. So sometimes na kinata sometimes I can call your story such kind of stories. I don't really judge that person because maybe to my nyomba arenka ko go through kama making baka kaba such kind of a person. And sometimes I think kuntu na kwa nengen to kena na sometimes I can mga katari ko present as avana go chere yare ta some kind of confusion. But the confusion in ande go chayare to kere okonyor musbati. Yes, you might be providing, but one of okonyor musbati is trying to make the kids vava against you magako. But at the end of the day, kwa na bagang iria puga na kisa mtemi zama tawa kanya magaka koreka as the whole of his life. But at the end of the day, abana wasina abana ba chawaira wasina musbati bati go magaka ga wa menyete vieka. Osabana osabachira muva iromo musbat wati go magaka gusiga because of some of the things ever smart sometimes what via one onyorana they have now ganged up the whole family against one person onyoro monto iwana kerawe kanyomba he is very rebellious. The rebellious is that awe kanyomba sa nenda geroli but he's not engaging with the rest of the family members because side learning area konyorone emomegetinera is like a defense mechanism. So it's good. I'm very happy that whatever Hulda Mheshimiwa alisema ya kwamba kile nyomba kwa mswati we nyomba. If such kind of characters chichive inhabited in our homes, ndogo twara mechande menge bantu bako chawara sasingina. Asante sana.
Thank you so much, bro, for the output. Edwin?
Okay, thank you for the time. I think this training is very important, more so for this generation of Gen Zs, and actually the whole times people used to training way, but nowadays most of the kids watu tunaishi maybe towns, so we have diverted the way the children were being raised up in the whole times. And for this case now, I personally work with the NGO, even though I'm working in Kenya, not Eastern but we need to initiate this for our community back home and maybe in towns for mentorship program. I think there's one who said he wants to set up is it a TVET or what for mentorship? But if we come up with the initiatives whereby for single matters, maybe there are those ones who wish to raise their children alone, more so for the boy child. If we talk to them or we come up with the programs whereby we can have mentorship, we teach them, I think we can help more for those children who needs father figures or actually mentorship, because nowadays even most of the youths, they don't want to marry, maybe because of lacking these mentorship programs. So if we come up with initiatives, we start this program, mentorship programs, it can help our children.
Okay.
So I think I'm there for that.
Thank you so much, Edwin. Thank you so much. Nyasuguta, then Makumba. Nyasuguta, unmute.
Yeah,
Go ahead, yes.
Also, number one, to thank you, Dr. Mbatia, say platform because anytime ango changonyara na bobi kite kurendega a topic konyora chigo konya sana intubuna Bwomogusii, starting from the leadership, ibintu nebiga culture and all that. Ebintu nebingi byachenjiria society kero kulire liboneka asingencho ase bali the millennials naintu kero muntu twarenge kwenda bwara at that time nalikwengonyora mogosomi gwibintu ebingi sana biri bigochikoba konya ase obogima urukunapata bunabona abana bamure bagatebi gutokunyara goswa nyomba mahali mwa mama omino so kwengonyora omwana buna liriaru bwariga asigete nyomba ya mama omwabo nabona omwana omoke as young as 10 11 amaete ng'a irungu ali mwa mama tinkonyara gosoa lakini bonega twanyore like etore ebintu byachenchiri we are living unfortunately kwanyora abaibuli bande we are raising abana ase chisingle room ase eng'encho rende ya obogima buna bwachenchi naende bwaikire so egento konya it has really contributed ase ogochenchi ase culture especially buna into Bwomogusii but rende in a way still mimi nafulia kofia sana Bwomogusii ase eng'encho kero kurigereria ase ebisaku ebinge okonyora ebinto mbirona nisiko gokoigwa noro omusubati agote ng'a ai ndagera buna eywo huwezi pikia mwanaume Mkisii. What does that tell you? Ng'aki bado toise kubwatana twadjust egento getegesi nini ntore ase tracking ya kobua ebisaku ebinde ase eng'encho ekero kori ebisaku mbire buna isiko gaiga okonyora abana bamura baira amarieta yaba mama okonya omwana akoroku buna bono kanga akoroku Makumba Nyaboke gose ng'ang'o Nyaboke lakini ende ase into maintain
Makumba Nyaboke we excommunicate him from the we will excommunicate him. Bono tutate como excommunicate ase eng'encho akoroku Makumba imagine bona gakoroku Makumba Nyaboke
Sawa.
Kine example narulende lakini appreciate sana Makumba.
Makumba tako irabinto serious.
Bono ebinto mbirore kero koringa Bwomogusii bado ntoratiga kwerende culture ito mono no tore neri ebinto tokwamba goteria kego but rende really appreciate omogaka nyandika really appreciate platforms bune chiekere twachire getotebania kene ng'aki ebinto mbiro bimiseti ase society buna into Bwomogusii namba ibere ntweba naro ng'aki changes chachire tiga twancherane ng'aki changes chachire bonega westernization yachire bonega abana bari exposed gochi ebinto ebinge besiko gari byekira ase ogwezi bagote ng'a no ndo kwanza inabamba mafala nao abu no torega abu ng'aki inbono buna omogaka ombati ng'aki inchungo totebia abana bagenzi ng'aki as much as twanyora education and all that enyuomo negento ekiya ekikero kineze tubente gotebani enyuomo negento ekiya and marriage is working naende enyuomo nebwate chi advantages chiaye so chiashtagi nchire buna echira tobente gochiaga twarachikana ng'aki iya inabamba mafala torara arua abungu torara abango chifala imoino gaiga naro torara advantage kiegotoa lakini Dr. Mbati, it is unfortunate last month njapene tinkara agenda agaria ase department ya bana in one of the offices gega Nairobi and on the process tunkarate banga kile me interact na nemo bisore ga bunga mugore naki because kare na sote na nyolte line erore ntambe ne yaba subati baichiro barentire bina byabasacha batali gotekea yabana babe specialist school fees ebintu bunebyo so ngasoma abunkara interact yake kono mobisi nkomobori nakike igaiga arabona nkora nyorore bakungu gusaba sacha mali bagucha bacha gushitaki abakungu babo gaiga but yakante bya out of 100% abasacha bagucha gali it is 90% ebine bingi biko irwali na abasacha bakuirworo ikine nteke magato naki even men you have failed in one way or the other aseng'encho onyaye koro musacha oimoke number one toli kwakanira bana bago school fees toli kugora ndagira nyomba no muntu uri absent gose labda na marume gwasirire n'ebintu binga binebi and you are raising omwana omumura kurunzaiga omwana oyere ng'akyo expect ya kuchikoba because abantu bune ekegori eke kya millennial kineke twakinete torocha abatata baitu bagokora ebintu in a proper way but twachire ntu twamanyire kuimaka twatebire now ntubona twabiri responsible
And nyasukuta agiti yanko na chake. And another thing, our parents batata baitu they were not so rich.
Yes.
But they still provided regardless.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the point. Now, the way they used to handle ebinto, it is very different. Bako handle liga. Kwa ngonyora like umonto na alibo ni gora otena kinche na nyokora mama na tata bago itana. Eyo gote donde ngine mari jeta lenge etabwate matatu ishiga iga na gaiga. No, anya balenge goitane balenge goitana muine eri asentu totarochi. Lakini mwana kwanyora gaiga tuikirase abante bakora sana gukia abante bakubota n'ikisati gukia so rende bintu nebinge byachenjira se society but let's hope na tuachire gaiga nonde nero gochicha tokore ndekerengera ibintu bine bindo chikro monta na ki program ne it is good I mean media and in case ibintu bine byo ga kina into to be involved I think enche kerengo yeta kenene mona se society is to inform and educate the society so we are here and we will be there to do the coverage and to make sure like the society informed. Thank you so much.
Kuntu, you have
Allow me
Yes.
to add to my sister
Yes.
Nyasuguta. Yani, anyways, it's good to see you here, my dear. Good to be in the same platform with you. Me, I love our people, our men, right? But there's one thing, whatever, they also have to be accountable. Tradition versus the modern world, right? Most of our men, they want a traditional wife, but they're not willing to be traditional husbands. There's a huge difference. You want a traditional wife, all this stuff, but you're not providing. Listen, if I found a man who was like, I want a traditional, me, I'm a very traditionalist person, whether you believe it or not. I am. If I find a man, whatever, I will provide all of this and I'll be that traditional man. This is all I need you to, as long as all of that stuff is provided for. So my encouragement, we, our men also need to step up. So that when we say our men are out here, and they're out here fighting for us, that is really what's going on, and that's true. So tradition versus modernism, that's also another topic for another day.
Wow. Thank you, Nyasuguta, for raising that. Kuntu, you have a colleague. Kindly, let's find a way of making this platform become what people, listening to and, getting a lot of knowledge out of. Mheshimiwa Makumba Nyaboke. All right. Mheshimiwa Makumba, how are you, my brother? Thank you for being here. Today we are talking about fathers, and we were starting by saying Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. I think that is the second one I had from a special day like this. Omanyete, first, Mheshimiwa Hula Nikoroche, we always appreciate you.
Hold on. Mute, princess, mute, princess, mute.
Thank
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Hulda, I'm seeing you. I appreciate you. Dr. Mbati, you've never hosted me in this show, but I've always been of a good contribution to this show. I want you to know that I'm loved and hated
in equal measure.
Equal measure. So you can benefit if you hosted me, don't worry.
So in short, I need to organize and I host you officially. Because every time, you've come just by the way. And we've
There's a lot of controversy. I'm the youth president currently in Kisii County. So, but there are other imposters who are saying they're youth presidents, yet they don't have an office, where they can take our people or where they can bargain for our youth.
Wow.
So I'm the only person with a relevant office.
And let me announce here officially that next Sunday will be your Sunday. Prepare yourself.
Thank you.
Let's honor him by bringing him up. Honorable, welcome. I'll see you when I come. We need to meet. I need to know your agenda.
That's right. Make sure you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I was just passing, and he topic mnaongelea very sensitive actually. Family, a single mother, ni kitu hakuna, there's no one who was, hakuna mwenye amekuwa na ufasaha, you know. There's no one who has the right messaging for these issues around family, single mothers, how we raise our sons and daughters. But there's one thing that maybe can educate me personally on how I can raise my children. You know, I come from a polygamous family, and my father used to love my mother because yeye ndo alioa mwisho. My father had 5 wives. So my mom was the last one, the last wife. And my father alikuwa anampenda sana, you know. He would always call her Jane One, you know, wangu One. You could say that a lot of time in every function, publicly and everywhere. But when I was young, there's one incident that never left my head. I never saw my mom and dad quarrel. I never saw them fight. Lakini siku moja kitambo, I just entered the house, nkanyaraliyo mana, and then my father, that time to wate kebeya, you know, that kebeya, tataka wori kebeya kureme sa igoro, akakemoja through, you know, the ceiling to the bedroom. Mama akakiranga chua, you know, akakirira niyo. That thing has never left my head. It's a very small level of violence that I never even implicate my father to. I know he is really a very good guy. Nilijua mamangu ni mukali kuliko babangu, by the way. Though nilipendanga mamangu sana. Lakini you can imagine, it has never left my head to now. Like I saw my dad so mad, akirusha hizo mata. You know, it was a very short fight amongst them, which I never got to see again, baadaye. So it can tell you that raising a child, kila kitu unaweka kwa akili ya mtoto, hata kama ni kidogo, ndio inajenga vile atakuwa anafikiria, ndio inamjenga vile atakuwa yeye ni nani, you know, to the future. Atakuwa na how would they be, you know, perceiving life. Watakuwa wanaangalia maisha from which angle. So what I want to say, I can't judge a single mother. I can't judge a single father. It's a very difficult thing. But I wish we can have complete families. Zikuwe tu pale. You know? I don't know how to talk about this topic. Nilikuwa sipendi kuiongelelea. Juu ni topic inazafanya nieke hata chai. This topic is very sensitive. Especially to me. You know? I live alone. You know, my wife is on the other side with the kid. So hata mimi, there are roles I need to play, not because nazihepa, but because of distance. There are things I'm not able to do as a father. You understand? So this is one of the topics. I don't judge anybody, but I wish that we can talk more about these stories and try to also, because the generation the generation that is coming after us is the worst. Leave alone this even Gen Z. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be very, very difficult to have families together. Sai Daktari, I can tell you, we invest in our ego more than how much we care about the other person. Like, it's about you. Everything you do, ni mimi, you know. I wanna finish like this. Daktari, I watched a movie today out of pressure because I've been very busy Lakini nimeona online watu wamejaa sana.
Yegorokunga the polygamy.
The polygamy.
I don't want to watch that thing.
We don't want to go. We don't want to go there because all of us
We're
have
not going
some
there.
type of feelings about
That's
it.
easy. We're not going there. But what I can relate to what you're saying here, Hulda, Muhesh, is at the end of the day, the loss is to everyone. Like I saw people saying that the woman won the battle, the first wife. But for me, during the burial, I realized there's no one who gained. They all lost. So hii kitu at the end of the day, either nikufe vibaya kama siko na familia yangu, they are going to lose. And if I die without them, I'm also losing as I die. So at the end of the day, we need each other. Ego aside, it is very difficult to apologize. If you kusema pole, let me tell you, I cannot have my family today or my wife today if I can't just apologize, even on our behalf. Yani there's a time you feel we are losing it. Let me just apologize to save it. Daktari, you need to host shows here where people can speak. What wana stories zingine, I tell people, the people in marriage, if they are put in one hall, wambie leo tsema vile mnasikia. They would wail.
Tuseme itoke.
I don't know my name, Mabkumba. That is the best thing we can do. We host a show where fungua tu roho.
Fungua roho. Tell us how you feel. Like, let's assume your partner is not here. I'm gonna make sure they're not in TikTok. Tell us today how you feel. Utashanga. And make sure nobody records that video, Like people would open up. Ama tu watu wakuja na pseudo account. Na wafunge cameras. They say how they feel in marriage. And same way, people outside marriage also wambiwe, our single parents, pia wambiwe, tell us how you feel. Utashanga. Mungu aliye mbinguni, kama si yeye anakona huruma na sisi, wengi hatungekuwa hai. So let me leave it there.
Unataka watu wajue. Watu watajua.
So, and one last thing before I go. Don't let anybody judge you and never have pressure about anything. Like, wewe kama hujafaulu kuwa na ndoa, usijali, it's alright. Kama umefaulu ni sawa, na bado iko na shida, ni sawa tu bado. The only thing you need to do in every situation you are in, omba Mungu akutie nguvu. So you manage the pressure ya maisha, pressure ya marafiki, na pressure ya kila kitu. Especially marafiki is the reason why most people are hurting today. Friends, they're not even your friends. It's you thinks they are your friends. Hapa nje ni kubaya daktari.
Makumba, I will tell you for free, what you've said is true. And I want to, Mheshimiwa, what Makumba said is true, because you think your friends out here, you realize you don't have friends. People don't wish you well.
No.
Let me tell you, Mheshimiwa Hulda here is running for office again. Okay? She's running for office again.
Yeah, I saw the fundraiser.
Where are my friends?
I hope here.
That's what I'm saying. Yesterday she had a fundraiser. I was supposed to be in that fundraiser. Yani Kabekansa the whole day. But the thing is, how many people are willing and ready to stand with her? People we are calling friends. Today we are talking about family, but
Mbweta wasani abange mwana minto. Abasani abange. But when it comes down to it, who are the real friends?
Western Union from Kenya. Now I 50 bob. Kenya guy, I can send $50.
Mwana minto. I appreciate for that one, but I can't. Tuma tega American to what the rules. Ota tembu tuwega si. Ya kabisa. Nane ga wote baga nane turega. Anyway, Makumba, I will see you when I'm in Kisii soon. Let me say a couple of things before Makumba goes, and I just got to where I was supposed to go. There's a gentleman, Kuntu. He said a few good things that Makumba added to. Number one, we have to have accountability for our kids. A lot of times, that discipline is no longer there. we talk about, oh, I have a unruly child. But then if you look at the discipline aspect of how we're raising our kids, it's completely not there. We give them passes left, right, and center. In my household, I never managed the rules of the house. They know that if they do this is the consequences, right? Even at this young age. Number two, Kantu Gateva spending time. He gave an example of the pastor who died, and then when everybody came, they praised him how he was in the community 24/7, but he was never home. My people, that is my biggest. Yani, that's what keeps me up at night. I don't want to die, and I have this big thing. Ayochekuru Kenya, Governor Achekuru Washington State. Yani, you cry for me, and you talked about how well I did this and I did that. I broke records. But then my kids stand up there, we have no idea who she was. Because we, as parents, we were never there. Be intentional, especially, let me talk to the diaspora people. The one we worked up days and nights. We are building wealth in Kenya. We are helping family members, but our kids, we have no idea whether or not they have anything, right? Number three, we are being intentional about teaching our kids our culture. On my third, there's this thing that I started with my kids where I'm teaching them Ekegusii, right? And people are like, what sometimes I'm shocked is that how shocked people are that Nima Ekegusii. And the reason why is because my friends when I was growing up with especially my mother is the one who really, again, going back to, how we are raising our kids and who is doing what. My father was out there working. That's fine. He had to do what he had to do. In America here, it's very hard, right? But my mother made sure every time we would come home, she was home. Because she understood the magnitude of her kids learning Ekegusii. Even my sister who was born here knows Ekegusii, right? And so now I'm trying as much as I can to also teach my young kids Ekegusii, and they're slowly catching up. And so when they go to my grandparents' house, mom and dad are speaking to them in Ekegusii. When you see my kids, it didn't just come out of nowhere, right? We are being intentional about teaching our kids our culture in our own right? And lastly, I want to tell our people this. Honorable Makumba that the generation... Yeah.
I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about this project. This is what we're doing. My friend, you have to. Anyways, I'm going back to what Makumba said, and also Kuntu also hinted at this. We are losing a whole generation. The next generation, if we're not careful, we are completely losing our culture, our tradition, you name it. That's why I'm so happy for our Daktari here, and then also our Elder Nyandika from what they are doing. If we do not invest, now there's some people who are asking, how do I get involved? To continue that program that he has started.
Correct.
Give him the money, especially those of us he can do online teaching, my friends. He'll tell you here, so when I'm out here, oh my goodness, oh, I love how you're teaching your kids. In my head, I want to ask him, are you also teaching your kids? You are happy for me, but what about your kids? Oh my friend, we have to be intentional about how we are raising our kids, especially our boy child. And if we are not, we cannot sit here and blame this generation, how they're acting, because we were never there. We never created a space for them to thrive, to grow, and to know their culture. That is all I wanted to add while I exit to my next meeting. It's so good to see you. Kantu, thank you so much for saying that, because that's what keeps me up at night, my friend. Will they sit? My kids don't care. They don't care that I'm a Mushmiwa, and they don't care that I flew to Washington because my brother Mokwa called me to be a part of this conference that was so impactful and meaningful. I will come home and they're like, oh yeah, mom, you are home. Oh, you are leaving again. My friend, may we not be the parents. You said that your family is not with you. Figure out a way of bringing your family to you, my friend. I don't care if that means you get a bigger space so your wife and your kids are with you. Make that happen, my friend. Because your son now or your daughter, I don't know who you have, will one day say, oh my tata over there and you say that only took one situation for you to be ingrained in your brain about that anger of your father. Imagine now what your son or your daughter will say, that you are here and they are there. That's all I want to say. Let me stop before makomo. But my friend, Daktari, Governor Ombati, thank you for this platform. Abana minto tigatuanche our culture. Let us be intentional about our culture. Thank you so much. Kwaheri.
Tuwawanche iromo swati, tuwawanche makubamba. Swangela ini.
Mwale Guanchatara Gendam Kwanegente Kemo, because I know she is a voice of our community.
Makubamba ya Sawadioka.
So that I can urge her also to talk to our ladies. The campaign Nera was about to buy the wagon Mbesana against the men. Mono Gochia Savana Wamura, and this one I'm also trying to talk caution Wana Wamura. Because you're finding a etero mwako karego sacha quality kwa moebe saire aire go se pocket money mwane school ai kire school tarigo ta mwana olinga na gwatuma ndako na gokamba in mapema kwa matenga tolo chinche ngo nyorande chinsa nacha okora ana kabeta kankaline lisirete na koletera tarigo tanga no mugako. The kid will grow up knowing nga omonto represent in my life matali tata. The moment umwana wekenga ki anyorere bintu gososo kirochire ngumbwe seba abo Dr. Mbati tolega umwana oli omuntu mutangani akolengere kongusa kurugusi no oli olenge present ya sare. And so if we can also tuhamasishe kina mama wetu when they are talking to the children, they be balanced, not biased. In that tabana bagaba manyenga abo boli monsimba banchete in case moga katara rekana for visiting yato kanga omwana na manyetenga tata no alinge present ne linga ta manage tiweka ma mocha ande kero mwiboli ngonyo musacha kolenka tiago tukutero omwana yani musubati onga na rebeko ko church ko visit abane school. And then finally to the men ngokora na njengo drop nde tema sana to chago ikera outside na mama omi no buyeka ngoko bo file tingo mo ako mi no ta to mwanje tiko seta alinge present in your life chenye unapanda sasa hivi by neglecting yo mogako yo mino.
Hi, I have someone already here.
Abana ba ongo kabare bakine and they'll do exactly mne keke okora. Try to think of it this way. Era abana nche na kire na gotire na kire miaka gete abana bakonyenko egera na nche baruo banga isolate bagende nangina. How will I feel? How will I remain? Muno monto aga antorobo gata abugate family. So try to balance. Nebana kero muga kombinarong wekire ejora nyare ko mu karansi omotenga ga muga kambo bakogenda ntotaka konyo bo semi korwa sole, but don't run away from him or don't run away from telling him the truth and trying to shape him towards the right direction. Ikigara na no musacha no gani ochogo ikwange na abana ba kero kwa gotere.
Thank you so much.
Daktari,
yes,
bakubamba atare kansi amade ndekamo on the issue of abana judgment yes abaiboli. It must be clear that there's a difference between a good father and a good husband, and those two cannot mix. Just because I'm not okay with your mother, it doesn't mean I'm not a good father. I'm just a father to you, and I'm also a husband to your mother. The difference must be clear so that you want that judgment in a kid. Anya mama mwino kongati omotu, wasenche ngwati nyoko omotu, mbora asari buama te buana nche nae mnanko ibolito mwano, biological. You know, na bana manyega, again they get single mother nothing because life is also spiritual. Single mothers should know like this. Na ande kere biblical, na ande okere everywhere. Blessings of a child are in the tongue of their father.
It's spiritual. I agree with you.
Abana para bango bago chibatore mechando para is in a single parent or a single mother. And I'm sorry to say this. Kwanyoranga, there is a blessing they need to be where they need to be. Of course, I've also seen abana get ba single mothers ba very governors, ba very president, ba very intebinana. That only comes when abate goodwill ya ise, even from a distance. Isako mosaberanga ayanta gete oprosil. But do not buy
Example kia Obama.
yes, do not buy your children from getting the blessing of their father, because that blessing should not go. If I go kwa kaburi bila yeye kuisema, it should never be forgotten.
Makumba, I want to agree and disagree at the same time. But one thing I want to say, when you're a good husband, when you're a good wife, well, when you're a good father or a good mother to your child, the child can appreciate it when you're showing that. But when the two of you are not in good terms, the children can easily be corrupted by aid of the people who are close to the children. So that really, really affects the relationship. So with that, makumba no meten buato mokungu na nchini buato mokungu.
Banga yalo mareta.
Baba igorangi maiki irinda bantu bakoigunga na nchini buato mokungu. Tindiko cha na moreta igora, lero na moreta.
Gari la bona nze
Baba
ichade.
kurango abantu baigunga na ye ni buato mokungu.
Wairire nande bwakire.
Yamono baba.
Yabono mokungo ito. Ngeli kusieke ronge.
Nanje na ukire sana kero. Ritangani, I want to wish all fathers a happy Father's Day.
Wrong.
Abasacha
Wrong.
Kora takwa ujenda Takira daktari Father's Day
Wrong.
Okay, I am sorry. Kundu. Anyways, I want to wish my husband and the father to my kids a happy Father's Day. You've been a pillar and the best daddy, the best father that they would have asked for. No isa inemo nene.
Bono gendera. Wish others. Keep that.
Yeah, and a happy Father's Day to all the fathers up here today. Let me give my contribution for today's topic. And actually, like Makwa said, this is one of the very sensitive topics that we've ever had in this show, actually. Aba sacha vari vantu va maana sana. Noresa mteko konyara bakungu but they can do, for example, let me say like single mothers, they'll tell you that they are okay even without those men. I don't think it is true. Because they learn a lot from what they see from us as parents, both parents, that is. Okonyora kawaida kwenye mokuwa na nyumba aye no mkungu there are higher chances one of your kids that what they see. So my appeal today, being Father's Day is possible into abatata say abakasuri be praise Father. That's like Hulda said, Honorable Hulda said, it's good to be an intentional parent. You have to be intentional. Like when Hulda was speaking, this waridangi chero motone, and I would like to pose this question. Ninkiga kogera omukungu abe submissive. Like for her nabata yabunere kerago itagesiri kiaye igako rusi chiwut chonsi obo kungu nyumba oba mama yabana and all that. Why do you think, according to me, the reason why I cover it also because their partner, how she treats her, how she I don't think submissiveness idea of submissiveness should come natural. chiri como chiro kwandera asiro como one is
Network yao baba ya vero ube.
we are so busy because that comes.
Network yao ya vero ube.
Sorry.
Your network.
Oh, more one. Sorry. Am I clear?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
As men, let us always learn to be vulnerable and to be intentional. I remember that at time I asked my husband, what is it that Nabogo provides? Kiregento, lakini bado kwanyora the wife is not satisfied. It's because some men think that because you've provided, you've held the family together. Lakini you are not. You come late to the house, abana kwaka ayetoyo komakoka ayetoyo, but abwate kiregento. So let us try to be available to our kids, and like my husband also said, tiga tokini abana baita abamura bamanye buna bako ba as men or as future men from this younger age. Thank you very much, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you so much, Baba. We thank you for being a mother to our children. Mwaka Nyandika.
Yes.
Give us your wise counsel, so that after that you'll be free to leave.
The program is live every first Saturday of the month. It's an online program at Humphrey's Hill House. Injembatomere link next time. Intagete koa balimole ngumbu obwansu Bwomogusii. Manakuru my last words. Keronko ba tawe story bere. Motegerere morrebune Bwomogusii keregi ansu. Gote atako some kitabu Bwomogusii na nyorang na gachete. My late mother angete kanarenge mwana. Kiagurunga TKK. Tujue kusoma kikwetu. Ose tujifunze kusoma kikwetu. Ebini vitabu bya rigitu 1967. Nyakundi ne nyange yaye. Oyo Nyakundi nabwate nyange. Enyange ye ne yaye. Nyakundi nkurundi yale nyange. Nigo akoyerundia gochibosio. Narorire buna akoyerundia buya. Nyakundi nkurundi yale enyange yaye. Rora buna akoyerundia buya. Aye, rora buna ekominyoka. Nyakundi nkurundi yale enyange yaye mono. Nonyambono nkominyokere. Enyange nkominyokere. Omwenga nechomba akolisia. Ere nechombe chiabo akolisia. Omwenga warorire Nyakundi. Omwenga n'umusani o Nyakundi. Omwenga nagareti kurundia enyange. Gosabale Nyakundi enyange. Nyakundi oire omwenga enyange. Omwenga ogokire mono. Bono nkorundiale enyange. Nkorundiale buna Nyakundi. Nkorundiale enyange buya. Na atigere page 6. Next time, njembaire page 7. Mbate Bwomogusii negiansu. Mbate binga umusacha no mondo maana sana. In fact, the punishment umusacha arako mukungu no utarara nere. That was the greatest punishment, kale. Iyeteri okorobono gas today. Because being the kungu tabata an option of another man. Again today, the culture has changed. Unao kibeka buna bantu ba mintu. Ngantum to give up. Buna ba so ba tojo somia bana baitu. Na tegere irenga ki ebisio egwasi yokogendera nibo n'abana yekurwase oromemeru mugaka. Na igo goteba iga na nategere daktari wakwane buya. Nga onyo bwanjani buli nyomba asomongina no mugaka definitely abana bakogiro obuya. In fact ekanisa engia nyomba kira anyarekane na nyomba na kitogosabera bono chitwaro bwanjani. Mheshimiwa Oldo tebire na atake gocha ime ya Kenya titogenda thokwana basacha neragendere okwana bakungu. Abakungu bakoleto obwororo ase abasacha abakoleto oboraisi ase abana babo abamura batwara obotana baroboka banyuome banchwe buna ng'inanchete ise na king'anchire togotera okuwasa ogete ng'aki buna tata anchete mama wa ovikiang otegera gotera kuria. It's a very important song nandi wanjiru sana kiro mundu nabategete anchwe kiro mundu nabategete wa maskani anja mokao na mokao tiga kwa maskani lakini amara goteba ga daktari yente kina kwana leo lyo kange akwara igenga buna togosomia bana a formula ya I have base times height twatebia abo mwaka oyo umwaka ogocha paka buna okoibora kogenderete ekinige ndo wachakire kia otogote togwakera mbia mono ri bawerete tegento kurunga TikTok na social media yabere gente kia tokumera bagusi bonsirimo tobasomi totware chingenjo chingia chigocha gutoimokia mambia ekanisa noere eskuru noere chifamiri nochire tigabono toira na maiga tosabe chimbu chingia aso musacha no mukungu tokiniga sako gyocha gosanerwa mambi Bible bande bonse bara ibora abana babo batanyara gutwara omochoko nabo bwende gweite ng'aki tochie tugokini bana baya ase a community nyingi kiaba kero gweitia tiyo mogisangia kobwatesie morose monchori abana bari nyomba mobaebererie mobakwanere mobatebi obuya bugwetenenera korende ase eng'encho nakwanaga chisukuru nchiro chamara na baiseke lakini ase ensemo ya culture yairane back as the CPC aiga the curriculum enya ekegusii kerene back ase syllabus lakini obosoku mono ng'a chisukuru chieto gusii nchichieti nande goteka advantage in senior schools chia gusii gosomi kegusii and yet it is allowed in the syllabus ekuno gochaye language okuno koebe kanse lakini ndogoteba iga ngokibore nande nkoendera tore motwe ngocha bumba tore nande natutaikera bonsi nje ngoteba iga ni ensase egosamba rinani bari abake toranyare gochenji babere mbaisaine kugicha barete tabia iragere bang'use abana bari bande bare ensemo bairana magaiga barenga ningi bagwente gokora ase obogima obo ntobwate ntokoroka ng'a what is it in life. We have got 4 L's na kwanete in life sometimes that man uyolenje no mukungu man also means woman. Man loves life onde biens nanje to mabwaye na another to ko preserve. Man lives to live muntu onde biens na ta getobu gimubuya yani living not surviving. Another L that man loves love yani umuntu koruko musacha mukungu na ata getanchwe na wanja na ando mwelio oyokuru kumuntu natagete kotige legacy. Iga our purpose, our power, our potential nero wonjure community yaitu. Intu twasomire, twakwanire, ntuli helpless go change kenyoro. Abantu abange baonjorete ebinyoro bwa Gusii. They were below the age of 30. Ekerovel babete members of parliament. Anyono became a member of parliament at the age of 29. Lakini umanyite how much he did. Aso koleta jiskuru ime ya pogetutu. Aso kubeka machiko ime ya Kenya. Yuko ntoko wa helpless, senje tu achire school. Tikatoro siki ombeke kongu ya professionals with one objective. Inga bana wabaito, ntoba ya morals na trainings, chira ba meki bete nenere mambia. Mbu ya mono asiri bageri daktari, na bali mwensi pindo chimora, kuntu, mangana wakwana na maya, Edwin Ngoro Chagu na Madamu Umongino na kwa na buya na bakupamba na Madam Hilda. Gato ga ndrege nteke ninje mbato mere link mutinyo July mutitarikinya morenga what kind of culture toko kwana about Ali Humphreys Heroes as a kyonganyo culture organization as a kutu atwali ndogula mogiti pavilion as to agachire bintu Bwomogusii by'egisegi byokoruga biri bikoro paka manoti yali agatumikire likara siringi 5 siringi 10 20 ibitabo bya TKK bintu biri yotagetuko obote karibu huko bya mono
Ewa
Ebingo korai wangeye sana na uyo ni nakona ke omoyo ne utageta umuntu kungancha omoyo ne utageta umuntu omoyo ne utageta umuntu kungancha omoyo ne utageta umuntu kungancha unatata njitema njite mama unatata njite mama unatata njite mama.
Guys, it's been a really wonderful time sharing together. Bonnie, say hi so that we can finish now. We are coming to the end. All right, Bonnie. Okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Nabakiri mwensinga
Yes.
Nabakiri mwensimbu ya mono samangana mwakwanira aramaya kiro muntu ndocho kwanira amangana maya nabakiri mwensimbu ya mono.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Nabwate siala
Thank you so much for taking that just 1 minute. Doti Mwash, 1 minute, we are closing. Doti.
TikTok.
All right, thank you. Jinsi Chirimwante imba wisheri happy Father's Day, I was somehow held up, sikufikisha message yangu vizuri. Happy Father's Day to all fathers out there. Kwa wale wenye wali donors, we have the one who are taking care of the donated things, you know. May God bless all the fathers. Kama si wao, I don't think like kuna mtu angekuwa amekaa mahali, cause a lady cannot produce anything. So congratulations to all those who have the name of a father in them, and those who act as fathers to the kids that don't have fathers. Do we say that? No. To the kids that are abandoned by their biological fathers, may God bless you abundantly. Wale wenye tunakimbilia tunawaambia mtoto wetu anataka hivi, and you hear us, may God bless you. Be blessed a lot.
Thank you,
We
Princess.
love you, and
Yes.
our kids loves you also. Have a good night. Honorable Makumba, how are you? I heard that you are the president of the youth, and I need to look for you. I need to look for you because I heard you are the president of the youth in Kisii County. I need to look for you.
Next week on
And
Sunday.
may bas losie posta bana wangu tosambaze.
Okay. Princess.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Makumba.
Kwegure unokogambwe nsema abo Makumba. Anyway, Calvin unmute just a minute because we are closing.
I'm okay now?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, Makumba. How are you?
Good, brother.
Nyuwete ga shokora gusine ngia. No nyetore gaga jise changu mbuni ntaite na nchenko ninko ligie. Keranga choko chaigo che mu mwakero uchi kwanza.
Bigia wasonge tora kembaka.
Boko ngumbo yo no lende topic mu atwalire na korulda kwanire koru abuna mu akwane ebintu ebyonsi na nche na igure ine kwende mu awate nengia mono. Na nyanchira mono ya Dr. Mbati na ende mfaki ke toko chabuna abantu bamitu twara tebania mono na nama ya sa. Na nche boro mnangara kwana koru Canada kiagara bono abantu baminto kare torega jinse changu mbunto ko chatwanya abantu baminto twakwana. Lakini kama mko kintu ne bigantu ko chatori to gubiyana into twabe ko mochango ito se mangana mnaya. Ego rende abantu bari those people are fathers actually nyasati abarende na ende kiara basacha bakorega sienkon na inche ni bwate tato mitore abu America no ni maitenga abantu okorega sienkon meto mwaga koreta mpaka ga ni ga sienkon sana bono ngumene ni ane ambu ya mono na abantu bonse pinko bane ni ambu ya mono akire ne ambu ya mono Dr. Sokonda tegoro nene na bakwani ni ambu ya mono totonya ko bam.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Every Sunday we meet here, and we say every Sunday is about Bwomogusii. Next week we have Mheshimiwa Makumba. I have never hosted him, by the way. He reminded me. By the way, I've had him in this show severally. Kuntu, we've had Makumba in this show severally, but I've never known him. We've never hosted him. You know.
Yes. Acha akuje next Sunday.
Maswali na mange Makumba.
Kuntu na made vitevike sana.
Otareke Sunday.
Taudi yo bro chega.
Bwana my bill nige tonywe ka on my bill.
Actually, Makumba ligani na Kuntu mora abona ni maswali alimoja kuirane because Makumba, trust me, I remember last week, the other week it was really tough. The other week when we had you here on the show, it was really tough. But trust me, next week will be tougher because people have more information, stories, people have questions they need to ask. Wachakire korikuru tienza rimache, nojo chakire kotamakuru asimatiangi. That's what they are saying. Yeah.
Actually, there's no hatred. Politics is a game. when we meet next week, we would make it more easier for everyone. You know, the way you feel right now is the way I used to feel nikiwa hapo kama mtu anapinga. But I'll tell you how unajiokoa na hizo mahasira. Ukue vizuri, tuendelee.
Doc, as we finish,
every Sunday, guys. Yes.
Doc, just a second. Allow me appreciate the guy who did Watero Kwawe Kaga na Vikiang Okurukuminto Nescon.
Oh, yeah.
I know he might be watching. He usually follows us very much. He's a very good audio producer and video producer.
Oh, really?
Nescon, yes, big up wherever you are.
Do you know him in person?
Tunajuana.
So can he come next week for a curtain raiser before we start the show?
On it. I'll make sure he does that. Even Mickey follows us, by the way. Neri atari go choi kwa gautiro kwa nengana lakini nije bariki. Tora kero to gocha kwa about music, this music versus the other music. Na ngoja kwa bariki to batumbe kwa about diving.
Mickey is also a politician, so you can just bring them around. He's also a politician.
I'll talk to them.
The next week show, he can have something to say. Mate is a young man, and who has influence over the youth. We don't know what it stands for right now.
Makumba, let me tell you now, but you know Makumba Nche, I'm a very liberal person. I am a very liberal person. Even when I support Matiang'i, the much I do, and of course I am a fanatic of Matiang'i, but I sometimes sit down and listen to reason when people raise issues around him. And you know, there are things we have to agree. He is a human being, Matiang'i is not a god. And so if there are mistakes you want to point out to him, he's a human being. So even when I support him like that, and of course being a fanatic of him, I'm so liberal. And I normally, you know, allow to raise issues against him or for him. I am not a fan of Simba. I don't support Simba. I am not a fan of Simba.
Daktari, announce to your show and be very specific. Bwomogusii airengora. Because I've been where everyone is and I know the solution. I know what's happening. I know next year we won't have a presidential candidate from Gusii. I know many things that people don't know. And once you know that, we'll be easy and we'll love each other.
Every Sunday, it's about Obomo.
Yelele, 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 yelele.
Every Sunday is about Bwomogusii. From next Sunday, we are going to give you the YouTube and Facebook channels through which you can follow us. And also, if you cannot be able to follow and, you know, be on TikTok, you can share it and follow on Facebook and YouTube. And so I want to thank you, Kuntu, prepare, producer, whatever. And let's prepare, meet with Makumba. Let's discuss and let's know how to talk to Bwomogusii Minto, even in the face of division. You know, we don't have a division, by the way. Makumba, the Koro King, we have a division. We don't have a division, Bwomogusii. We are all behind our son, Fredo Kengo Matiang'i. It's only people like Makumba. Makumba, we are waiting for Tinta to go to I don't understand.
It's going to go down. It's going to be bad.
Bwomogusii divided. It's people. Abandona Makumba babu atenda yabo yoka. Anyway, that is part of what you're going to discuss next week. Guys, let's be prepared. It's going down on Sunday.
It's going to be smoking.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. Next week on Sunday.